I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up!
Wake up, wake up, wake up! Good morning, and thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. On this show, we talk about fitness-related content from a home gym perspective and get your live reactions to the topics that matter to the home gym community. Plus, we have a lot of fun along the way. I am John Greaves III. I'm the co-founder of Garage Gym Life. If this is your first time checking out the show, welcome, and I promise that you are in for a good time today. Go ahead, hit that like button for me and hit subscribe. Now, in the first hour of today's show, we'll have news and other things where we'll break down and discuss all of the home gym news that I've heard about this week. At 6:45, we'll have a brand new recliner of rage, and I'll basically tell you why I'm mad this week. I don't even plan this stuff, but it just happens. All right. In the second hour, 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central, Will Wu from XMaster will be joining the show fresh off of sponsoring the Olympia weekend. And then in the third hour, which is 8 a.m. Eastern time and 6 a.m. Mountain time, Mike Carlson from Ancore is going to be here to answer all of our questions about the ANCOREX. So now that you know what's going on, do what that banner says. Hit the like button and hit subscribe if you have not done so. And there's one other thing I need you to do, and let me tell you what that is before we check out who's in the live chat.
Hey, I don't want you to just watch this video. I need you to like, subscribe, and if you're already a subscriber, I want you to join our channel for 99 cents a month so you can help us improve YouTube for the home gym community. Okay, back to the video.
Hey, what's up? What's up? That's right. All you got to do is if you want to support the channel, I'm trying to do a better job of letting you guys know what's available. I want you to support the channel by becoming channel members because it also benefits you because you get access to a lot of stuff that that people who are not channel members don't get. So if you would like to become a channel member, here's that link right there. If you're watching on your phone, just go ahead and you'll have to basically take a screenshot of it. But if you don't want to go through all that, the link to do so is in the video description. So all you got to do is just go to the video description and say, hey, become a channel member to get access to content. I think is how it's phrased. And you do that. If you're watching on your laptop or you're watching on your television, just turn around and grab your phone, take a picture of that QR code that's over my shoulder, and it will take you to the join button. Channel membership is 99 cents a month, so it's less than $12 a year. And if you join and you decide you don't like it, all you gotta do is cancel. You're like, hey, I spent $1. Okay, no harm, no foul. So let me say thank you in advance to all you who want to who decide that you do want to support the show. And I'm gonna go ahead, I'll take it back down, this QR code back down. But if anybody needs me to put it back up, just throw it in the chat and I will. All right, let's jump into the comment section, see who's here. First up in the building, my guy Carlos CBS TCR says, wake up, wake up, wake up. What's up, my man? My dude, Trevor Greenberg is here. T-Dog19 said, let's go. Hey, my man. I have good news. Trevor, all right, is no more point shaving and misbehaving. Trevor has officially bought a real shaker bottle, a real steel shaker bottle with insulation. That is what I'm talking about. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see here. Jared Martin is here. Says, good morning, folks. What's up, Jared? You don't know how much discipline it takes for me not to say J-Rad every time I see your name. And I just failed right there. But you know what? Every day gives you a new chance, a fresh opportunity to try again. All right. Eric Echo says, morning, G-Units. What's up, G-Unit? What's up, man? Hey, Carlos, you know I do wake up in the morning and I yell a lot. I called Carlos the other day trying to give him some free entertainment just to let him know what was going on with me, my day, everything that was happening. And, you know, he actually laughed at me. He laughed at me and called me a non-playable video game character. He said, I'm an NPC. All right. Can you believe that? He said, I'm not the main character. I'm the NPC. That's horrible. That's horrible. And let's see here. Paired and powered up. Hey, what's up? Hey, I hope you guys saw my email. I did send it at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It has been a crazy 24 hours for me. I woke up at 3 p.m. on Wednesday, got up, worked out, had a really good squat session, actually. Went to work and then worked 12 hours, and I had a pretty eventful Thursday, which was yesterday. So I actually only caught like little cat naps as I was trying to put together this show on my show notes and everything. The whole week was thrown off because I did not, I wasn't originally supposed to work Wednesday night. Let's just say it like that. But nevertheless, we are here. We've got our cup of false motivation filled to the brim, and we're ready to go. All right. You don't need sleep. You need false motivation. I'm kidding. I'm good. I love, this is the highlight of my week. There you go, Carlos, talking about good morning to my favorite NPC, man. There you go. You know what? That's all right. I'm going to heckle you tonight playing Ghost of Tsushima. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to heckle you, Carlos, without mercy, in fact. I just like to mention that. Without mercy. Oi! Tattoo saying, what's going on, Matt? Matt is here. The British have arrived. The British aren't coming. The British have arrived. Matt is here in the building. Says, good morning, USA. What's up, my man? And, okay, you guys got it. All right, cool. Hey, look, you know what? You are one show too late, man. Jason, we gave you an entire shout out. It was a segment where I just said, if people are not watching Rep, Rant, Repeat, they don't, and they're, okay, if you're in the home gym space, you're not watching Rep, Rant, Repeat, you don't love yourself, because I think that Rep, Rant, Repeat is one of my favorite podcasts on YouTube. It's not technically a podcast, whatever. Your podcast purists. I actually had a discussion for about 15 minutes at Home Gym Con with somebody. We're talking about whether you can, whether something on YouTube can actually be called a podcast. No, it can't. I agree, but whatever. Rep, Rant, Repeat is dope, and you need to be watching it as well. In case y'all didn't know, I think we got to get the word out there about this. But let's just let everybody know that what you call here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. All right. MWPIG5 says 5% at Prime Fitness USA, because we got to keep the word out there. We want the people need to know this. All right. I've sworn a solemn oath I will get that word out there. All right. That's just all there is to that. Carlos said the hat will be in it. Yeah. Hey, look, Carlos is wild, man. He had y'all just need to check out his live stream. Just check it out just so you can see the hat. My little girl taught Carlos into wearing this ridiculous hat that would look not out of place in ancient feudal Japan, but it kind of doesn't work for today in 2025, but he's still wearing it. But you know what? That's okay. Appreciate you. Matt says deadlift day, all the motivation I need. That in 2 weeks out from comp. Hey, there you go. Let's go. Garage Gym Radio. What's going on, Jake? How you doing, man? Thanks for getting up way too early. I saw you live from Force USA. That's the kind of stuff I like, man. This was not actually planned. I'm going to stop right here and say this. I love it when people do different things. And I think that when I see stuff like that, it motivates and inspires me to step up my game too. I love that you and Mike went out there, man. I think that's just, even regardless of what you talk about. Yeah, I watched the video, but I'm saying regardless of what you talk about, the point is it's not the same old thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's give our people content that's interesting to watch. I love that, man. Awesome. I love that. Yes, it says YouTube. Okay, Eric, I get that YouTube has a podcast tab and it shows up. So that I get that, but I'm talking about the definition of a podcast. Technically, first of all, the word comes from iPod, okay, which was an audio only platform. All right. I don't want to go down the same rabbit hole. I'll tell you what, at Home Gym Con, we're going to take a second and I'm going to gather together all of the people who were involved in the original argument this year. We're going to bring Eric into it, and we're going to have a meaningless discussion because it won't change anything. And we're going to have a meaningless discussion about whether or not you can have an actual podcast on YouTube or not. All right. We can even do it over dinner if you want. Man, I'm telling you, I'm one of your biggest fans, man. I love it. I'm actually a little bit hurt, offended, and shocked that you didn't say hi to me at Home Gym Con. Now, grant you, I didn't see you, but I'm going to say that you got a better chance of noticing me than I do of noticing you, just because I'm one of the few bald people walking around Home Gym Con. You know what I'm saying? You got to see the shine. And I got a large head, so you got to see the gleam off the dang ceiling lights. You know what I'm saying? Just look for the gleam off the ceiling lights. Trevor said, wait, there's a discount code for Prime. There is indeed a discount code, Trevor, for Prime Fitness. And that's why I'm keeping the word out right here. Boom. MWPIG5 saves 5% at Prime Fitness USA. We got to keep getting the word out, man. I'm telling you, it's important. This matters, people. This matters. We got to tell people, all right? And we got to tell them often. Say it in church if you get a chance. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. We got a dude. I'm just going to put this dude on blast, all right? We got a human being who is texting me right now, despite the fact that he knows I'm on the show. So what I'm going to do for him is I'm going to video myself doing my show. So, yeah. So right now, so I'm going to show right here. So I'm actively doing my show right now. See, and I'm videoing that. And I got a dude who is calling me at this very moment, or not calling, but texting me. All right. Texting me to share something with me, despite the fact that he knows I'm doing my show right now. I'm not going to put you on blast with your name, but I'm sending this back to you so you know what you did. All right, there you go. That's the kind of shenanigans I get into. He's in Korea, okay? So I cut him some slack, but come on, man. Anyway, let's see here. Hey, my dude, Jonathan says no fake channel. Checking in. What's up, man? Said the back guy is here. I'm telling you, I need you to say that with the Razor Ramon voice, because that's where I'm assuming you got it from. I'm telling you, you got to say it with the Razor Ramon voice. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, God. See, there you go. All right, Eric, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. He says we're in 2025. People are constantly changing definitions to fit what they want. So I understand that English is a living language. And, for example, but the point of language is to communicate. It's got to be clear. So that means we all have to agree on what the definition of something is. Here's my example. In Maryland, it may still be actually a slang term. I haven't lived in Maryland in over 20 years. But when I was growing up in Maryland, luncheon meant you were wilding out, or you were being crazy. You know what I mean? You're being like, you say something, it's kind of, oh, you so crazy. Like, we wouldn't say that. We'd be like, oh, you luncheon, right? And we're laughing, right? Guy came from Connecticut, transferred to our high school from Connecticut, and he said something. We're like, oh, man, you luncheon. And he said, what? I'm not hungry. Okay, you have to agree on what the definition of a word is, or else you can't. It's impossible to communicate. Next thing you know, you're fighting. And Carlos, you're going to remember this. If you don't agree on what the meaning of a word is, then there's no way that somebody from today could go back in time and show emojis to ancient Egyptians and have a hope of communicating with them. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I see your comment, Trevor, and I'm not going to say all I'm doing. I'm going to put this up on screen, and I'm adding you to the list for that discussion group about whether you can actually have a podcast on YouTube or not. That's it. Oh, hey, I appreciate it. Did you send it on WhatsApp? So Kevin said he sent me the clip I was asking for. Yeah, he sent it on WhatsApp. So let me see if I can pull it up with WhatsApp on my desktop here. And in case y'all are wondering, none of this that we're talking about right now is in my show notes. I just want you to know, none of it. All right, not a single bit of it. All right, this junk is sideways for some reason. I'm trying to see if it'll let me save it. Save as WhatsApp video, and let's put it on the desktop in the show folder. Put it here. Boom. All right. It is sideways. Okay. Okay. So there. All right. So what Kevin sent me was actually, you know what? This is a better way to do it. Save. Yeah. All right. So what Kevin sent me is something that he tagged me in on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Instagram. And I thought it was noteworthy. And so I'm gonna bring it up during the react to respond part of the show. So I apologize. Normally this doesn't happen if this is your first time watching this show. I normally don't get into all this. Normally everything's already loaded, but I thought I saved this on Instagram and then Instagram didn't save it. So I kind of feel betrayed by a social media platform, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so let's download it. All right, got that downloaded, and now we're gonna add it to my I think we'll add it to the video clips here. That way you guys can see it when it's time for when we reach that part of the show. Well, nope, it won't do it. It must be too big. All right, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when we get to that point. If not, I'll just do it next week. All right. Hey, look, Trevor, do not harass me while the show. So the reason why I have my phone on is because my guests sometimes text me to be like, and they'll be like, hey, I can't get in the show, or, where's that link again? That kind of thing. Right. So, yeah. Anyway. Let's see here. Hey, Carlos, there you go. The hieroglyphics. Matt said hieroglyphics were Egyptian emojis. All right. So the reason I brought that up is because my loving wife, accused me of being an instigator because she said I started an argument at our friend's wedding anniversary dinner between their 19-year-old son and their for like 40-year-old friend about whether if you went back in time with a phone and you showed an ancient Egyptian emojis, whether you'd be able to communicate. And they argued about that for like 10 minutes, right? And she said, I'm starting stuff. And then I happened to tell Carlos. But hey, look, I'm just saying. All right. You said they were a critic. Oh, I mean, here's the thing. Look, the thing about Force USA, about going to Force USA, like I said, it's just we see so much. And all right, just full disclosure. This office right here, this right here is in the corner of our spare bedroom. So if somebody comes to visit our house, my daughter has to sleep in. We have a guest, an overnight guest. My daughter has to sleep in here on Thursday night, and then they get her room, right? Because I don't want somebody to come as a guest and then 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm in here getting set up for the show, and then 6 a.m. they hear me yelling, "Wake up, wake up, wake up." You know what I'm saying? So, while I like the setup, it could be better, and I think that the best option is actually for us to travel around and go to places when we are able to live stream from other locations. Like when we live stream from my buddies, we're going to do it again in Arkansas. We live stream from my buddy's gym in Melbourne, Arkansas, the day before we live stream his strongman competition. I think that kind of stuff is cool because it gives you, it just gives you something different to look at. And so that's why I really like the Force USA thing. We actually were planning on live streaming the show from RitFit when we went out to Chino Hills in California this year. But that would have meant that they would have had to be had to be there to open the store up at like 3 o'clock in the morning for them. And they had been up all night getting the store ready. So it just didn't work out. So that's why I ended up doing it from my hotel room. But in general, I think that the shows that I watch, the podcasts that I watch, like the Pivot podcast, they move around from location to location, and that just makes it more interesting, in my opinion. So you would rather wake up your daughter than a guest? In my house, if you are a guest, you're just that, a guest. Yeah, I definitely would. I'd definitely rather wake. First of all, I wake her up at 6 o'clock. That's when she got to wake up for school anyway. So that's one. Number two, if you come to my house, I grant you that my house, my rules, but that's not being hospitable, especially since one of the guests is likely to be like my son and my daughter-in-law with my grandkids. You think I'm gonna wake my grandkids up and then you guys got to hear all that noise from them while they're trying to get settled? I'm not doing that. So, I don't care who doesn't like it. That's just the way it is. If you don't like it, get a hotel room. All right. So anyway, now that we've finished talking about living arrangements here at my house and where my office is, let's actually get into the first segment, which is news and other things. Let's go. All right. So first news item is, this is more of let's just talk about the stuff that's going on with us. So first thing is we got the RitFit, I believe it's the Gazelle Pro. It just arrived yesterday, and we'll talk a little bit more about that event during Recliner of Rage. But in general, Naomi tried the BLP-01 at their showroom in Chino Hills. You guys have probably seen the YouTube short on our channel. This will be her first time trying the Gazelle, though. And I actually had to resist the temptation to watch Rob from Vintage Weights PGH did a review of it. And what we try to do is not watch other people's reviews before we do a review, because we don't want to muddy the water with other people's opinions. Because sometimes I might like something and the person who reviews it doesn't. But if I watch their review before I do mine, then I just tainted my opinion, if that makes sense, right? So for example, I'll talk about Michael Tabor. So he did the review of the Frankenstein uprights, right? I already had them and I already formed an opinion about them. So when I watched his review, he said, like, for example, he didn't like the way that the uprights, the keyhole design was done on the upright, but I like it. Okay, I think it's safer and I like it, but he doesn't like it. So had I watched his review before I encountered the product myself, I might have kind of like had a negative opinion going in. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the unboxing, and it's gonna be live. I mean, not whoop, that's a lie. I don't want to make empty promises. It's going to be raw and unedited, and it's gonna be members only. What I was trying to say is, if we get enough people interested in that kind of stuff, then we'll start making these unboxing videos live for our channel members, because we do have the option of making videos doing like a live members only video. And so that if we get enough channel members watching those raw unboxing videos, then we'll start doing our unboxing videos live, so you can ask us questions as we're going through the process. And that'll be another perk of becoming a channel member. Carlos said, I'm the same way with movie reviews. Exactly. Hey, Carp, everybody, let's pause for a second and all say 1, 2, 3. Yep. Everybody got to say yep at the same time. All right. Some of y'all stragglers. Let's try that again. We got to practice. 1, 2, 3. Yep. That's how we say hi to Carp. Okay. That's how we greet him. That's how we greet him. Yes. Send me the magnet, man. Send me my magnet. Stop hogging my magnet. Yeah. Everybody put yep in the chat. Everybody put yep in the chat right now. If you're watching on replay, put a yep in the comment section. Salute my guy Carp, man. There we go. Everybody put yep in the chat. Carp is the man. If you part of the FOC, the Friends of Carp, one of the oldest fraternal organizations in the world, Friends of Carp, throw the yep in there. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Throw the yeps in the chat. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, that Carp is my dude. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is are bench covers still a thing? And I say that because the UPR, hold on, this leads to the first screen share of the day. That's right. That's right. All right. I know. Okay. All right, settle down, please. Every time, man, they get out of control. So the UPR Tech, this is the bench, UPR Tech bench mats ad just popped up on my Instagram feed yesterday, actually. And I saw it. I was like, okay. It's interesting because they actually sent me they sent me the Bench Pro. Okay. So then for those who don't know what I'm talking about, they've got 3 versions of it, different sizes. And essentially what it is a big mat, and you lay it down over a bench that's slippery. Typically, obviously it's going to be an adjustable bench, but it also works if you had a commercial gym and you're using one of their normal bench presses. Using the bench press station, you just throw that down over there. So you can get, you can use leg drive. You can basically bench press like a power lifter, okay? Which is, in my opinion, the safest way to do the flat bench. And supposedly it works on any bench at any gym. So here's the thing. When the guys from UPR Tech reached out to me, I was like, I'll try it, man. But honestly, I don't, and I'm trying to remember the conversation because it's been about a month. But I was like, honestly, I don't see that this being like a big thing for the home gym community, because most of us get benches that are grippy, right? Oh, hey, Letha, she said good morning. Not watching the replay, forgot to say good morning. Hey, I appreciate that. So it's like most of us have a bench that's fairly grippy. So I used to have, in fact, I've still got one downstairs. There's a cheap version of it that you can just go, if you go to, if memory serves me correct, it's in the kitchen section in Walmart. And not sponsored, but it's in the kitchen section in Walmart. You go in there, it's like a little rectangle. It may be a square, depending on what kind you get. But it stops your, you put it in your drawer, and it stops your flatware from moving around. Anyway, you can get that, put it on a bench, and use that. It stops you from moving. But how durable that is up anybody's guess. So what I did was I bought one when Mark Bell's company, Slingshot, I forgot what he calls it, but Mark Bell's company was selling one, and I bought it because I was like, I travel. Actually, at the time, I had an old Dynabody bench, and it was really slick. And so I got it, and that helped out a lot. Because prior to that, what I was doing is like, there's a trick you can do with a band. You take a wide band, resistance band, and you stretch it on the bench from end to end. And now you're laying on the band, and that gives you your friction, right? But obviously that stretches out your reduces the lifespan of your band. So I didn't like doing that. So anyways, I get this thing. It wasn't too terribly expensive from what I remember. I mean, I bought it years ago, so I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I want to say I bought it in 2015. So that's over 10 years of owning it. And now the bench covers come out, and I was like, well, hasn't been an issue for me because we all have benches. As far as I know, we all have benches that have a grippy surface. In fact, that's one of the things that we check when we're getting ready. How grippy is the surface? I couldn't tell you how many times at home gym con you're walking by and you see people just putting their hands on benches, just doing like that, checking to see how grippy the surface is, right? But I said, you know what? We do travel. And so that's going to be, so I have it downstairs. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to go to my buddy's house who's got a bench that's kind of slick in his home gym. I'll test it out over there, and I'll do a video review of it. That way you guys know whether it's something you want to throw in your suitcase if you're going to be going out of town and you think you might be training at like a Lifetime Fitness or some global gym or something like that, where the bench surfaces can be kind of iffy because they don't care about, client safety. But anyway. And okay. So so Trevor says, this is actually a good one. So yeah, so Trevor says, I like my ab mat bench cover. Yeah, I mean, they're nice, but I'm just saying, like, do we need it? Since that's the question I'm asking you guys. Most of the benches I know that are available now already have fairly grippy surfaces. You know what I'm saying? And Matt said, thoughts on using a grip shirt instead of a mat. My answer to that then is, wouldn't you need multiple shirts a week? That's kind of like what so I echo what Carlos is saying as the answer to that, Matt. But again, that goes back to you talking about like the A7 shirts and whatever. But again, like Carp says, most modern benches have grippy surfaces. And in fact, I remember when you would go, before I bought that little thing, I bought it because it was like one of those things I said, you know what, not only can I use it here at the house, I can take it when I travel, and I did. But originally, I was just going to go get my bench reupholstered with marine grade vinyl because that's got the grippy surface, right? And then I was like, and then I ended up getting a bench that had a grippy surface, so it just became a non-issue. But I just don't see I don't see it. But again, exactly, Carlos, that could be good for hotel gyms. So there you go. All right, this is a good question, Matt. Matt says, how often are you benching? I personally do a bench press movement at least twice a week. Typically twice a week. So it's normally Monday and Friday, if you're talking to me specifically. So there you go. So that means you then need these two shirts. And okay, so all right, so Payton Powered Up says their favorite bench is the Prime Shorty, but it's not grippy enough, so they added the ab mat cover. Okay, there we go. That's what I needed. Like, what's a good use case for nowadays? Because I personally, I'm like, okay, these benches are like, it's not necessary anymore. So that's going to be something that I'm going to include in my review, because that's something I was going to say. Like, well, why do you need? Because I know somebody watching is going to be like, why do I? Some of the comments I'm seeing here in the chat that I'm welcoming, I'm also going to see them on the review. right? So I want to get ahead of that and say, all right, might be why. These are the reasons why you might want to get something like this. Maybe not this product because I haven't even used it yet. But if I like it, I'll say, okay, this might be why you want to try this product or something like it. And so those are 2 reasons right there. So I appreciate that. That's actually dope. I like that. Trevor said a cover can add more grip in certain spots if you want it, or as a replaceable cover for parts where your greasy hair may leave something behind. I can't relate to greasy hair, man. My hair is greaseless. Now I get that. So it's like people put like the towel down. But let me just say this. I'm gonna hazard that. So paired and powered up pairing, and I hope I said your name correctly. Paired and powered up, they're a couple, right? So they're using the gym together. But a lot of you guys, I've heard some of you guys say, yeah, you don't even let your wife come in your gym, right? So if it's just you, why do you care? When you get done, just get up and wipe it. But I see the whole, put the towel down and all that. I get it, Hey, it's not bald head sweat, okay? It's aura, all right? I told the kids at my daughter's school, I said, I am aura. Jared said, I'm kind of amazed that Prime hasn't changed that when every reviewer says their pad is on the slick side. I don't know. We need to ask Jason that as our Prime Fitness representative. Carp said, if you have Kepi, it's not grippy either. Okay, so there you go. I gotta let this. You're so glow. Hey, stop it. Secret tip to stop sliding on the bench: don't move. I mean, that sounds great, but if you do leg drive like you're supposed to, it's gonna tend to push you. It's gonna push you on the bench. So that's why you need a grippy surface. And let's see that much. And Imperative Powered Up says they also use a head cover for Marcus at 922 Designs for the oily spots. Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, this aura is dangerous. All right, gotta let your soul glow. Don't make me go watch that movie again. Stop it. Y'all stop it. All right. So go ahead. But anyway, that's the bench cover. I was just curious about that. This is another one. I don't have a video for this one or a graphic, but are you guys interested in a dehumidifier review? There's 1,300 of you watching, so this is a good sample size. If you guys care about a dehumidifier review, we've got one downstairs. I will say that it's made a noticeable difference this summer in our gym. It is not a substitute for an AC unit, but it's definitely made a difference in the temperature. It took our gym from being unbearable to train in to being comfortable to train in, okay? Because Georgia gets humid, if you didn't know. I'm not watching that movie, Carlos. That boy good. That boy good. Oh, golly. I'm not watching that movie again. I got things to do. I said it right. Pairing like Karen, but with a P. Look at that. Look at me. Pat myself on the back one time. All right. I love it. I hate saying people's names incorrectly. All right. So if anybody watching this, especially if you're in the comment section on replay, shout out to the replay gang. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know if you guys want us to do a dehumidifier video review. And we'll do it. All right. Now you guys know what's going on with me. Let's go ahead and see what is going on with you guys. And to do that, it's going to be another screen share as I go into my community section of the channel. Go in community section and let's go ahead and share that screen right here. Share screen. We're rolling along pretty well. I'm proud of us. All right. So let's go to the viewer post first. Okay. Okay. I keep forgetting. I need to change the filter. All right, there we go. All right, October 17th. This is from J Red. I figured I already messed it up once, so I'm gonna go ahead. I already played corny dad once, so I'm gonna do it again. Jared says, I'm dipping pretty seriously nowadays. He said having to use the lever off to the side is surprisingly difficult, even on the loosest notch. So he's doing dips with his belt-fed strength dip belt. I think that's a belt-fed strength dip belt. That looks pretty good. I'm actually in the market for another dip belt because the one I have is like an OG one. and it is fairly uncomfortable, especially because I use dumbbells. So once you put anything over 70 pounds on the dip belt, it just starts to pinch uncomfortably, and I'm not about that life. I don't like being pinched uncomfortably. All right. So that was the only one that's brand new for this week. So I appreciate you, Jared. Thank you. Thank you for posting in the community section. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And in fact, that's actually just got posted because that's from today. Let me see something here. I got a lot of you guys responded to this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna see if I can play this video for you. Throw this on here. No. All right. Okay. So the reason why I played that is because I had a question about whether. Oh, hold up. Play that again. I guess y'all didn't see it. Let's try that again. So the question I have was whether or not you guys want to see RitFit make plates like these available. This is from the Chino Hills, California location, and these are prototypes. So that's why you guys can see the back doesn't have any numbers on it, where the front does. So the front, these are the 25 kilogram plates. So the back, they were actually up on the display. So I'm not sure if I was supposed to be lifting with them, but I saw them and I was like, why not, right? So I got them down and I started using them. But yeah, they're prototypes, which is why they only have the numbers on one side. But do me a favor, and if you guys here, I'll get the link for that. And let's see here. I'll just throw it in the chat here, and just let me know what you guys think of these. I sent it to a couple of people already, because the reason why I say this, because I want to give some feedback to RitFit about it. And it's better that I am not be the only one giving feedback. I want them to hear from you guys, because it's not like these are the only, as Jonathan pointed out to me, Jonathan from No Fake, shout out to No Fake. It's not like these would be the only ones on the market. The question is, do you want to see RitFit put their spin on it? So, I'm basically helping them out in terms of giving them feedback. And to me, rather than getting feedback from just me, get feedback from the community. That's always more useful. Carp said he just got his new RitFit version American flag theme bumper in. Oh yeah, those are nice, man. In fact, they are nice. We saw them at Chino Hills. The grip is different. The grip surface is different. They made them a little bit easier to grip than the last ones. In fact, we've got some, let me see if I can find it. We've got them here. Yeah, this is ours. So these are ours. I just did it because I was showing Naomi the spin. See how the spin on the sleeves? So this is what they look like. We've had them for a little bit. Naomi says she really likes them. Kill the sound here. That's that dehumidifier I was talking about. So you see how it's not super loud, but it's loud enough that we always have to kill background noise when we edit our videos. But that's what the plates look like. That's the Patriotic bar. It is a 20 kilogram bar. Naomi's used it. I haven't really used it because I haven't done anything where the bar spin is going to be not going to be a detriment. But I'm planning on playing with it a little bit on Saturday. So yeah, I do like the Patriotic bar in place. Letha says, I will buy these bumpers in a split second. Hey, I believe they're available. But let's go find out, because I am curious now. Are these bumper plates of the Patriotic plates available? Barbells and plates. Yeah. Okay, so Letha, looks like your wish has been granted. Let's take this down here, because they are available right now on the RitFit website. I got no promo code or nothing, okay? But I mean, it's not like you haven't purchased, you personally haven't purchased from RitFit before. So, and then you got a chance to see them in person too, because Letha was out at Chino Hills in California. So they're available in 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, and 55 pounds. And you can also get a 100-pound set, 170-pound set, 260 or 370-pound set if you just want to have a whole bunch of them. But yeah, there you go. So if anybody's interested, I will share the link to this in the video. In fact, I'll just go ahead and put it in the video description anyway, so you guys can. So if you're watching a replay, it's in the video description if you're interested in those. But yeah, I think that they're dope. They really look right. And Carp said they updated them and made all the changes we recommended. Yeah, I could tell. Like, so we've got the OG version downstairs, and so it was easy to compare them. Although they're different sizes, it's easy to compare the old Patriotic plates to the ones they just released, and the new ones are a whole lot better, easier to grip, pick up, everything else. They're just a better product overall. Trevor said, I like the end cap. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I do like the end cap. Let's see here. Going to here. What I'm doing right now is adding that link because I promised to add the link. So I'm adding the link right now to the video description. So you'll go in there and just scroll down. It's right. Yeah, it'll be the. All right. Get your Fit Patriotic plates. All right, there's a link to it. Or actually, let's do this one better. I wonder if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this right now. I think I can, but I'm not sure. I think I can add it to the shopping button, so you don't even have to go into the video description. And if I'm able to do that, I'll let you guys know that I did it. Okay. That way we don't derail the entire show any more than I already did. So there you go. So let's remove that. Okay. And Kevin said, I'm loving the Aura spin weight plates. I'm posting a short now that beats tons of plates out there. Of course, watch it after this show. Support my bro, John. Hey, I appreciate that, Kevin. Yeah, it's so the Aura spin plates, those are the plates that are the ones we saw were pink, and they have like a little bit of a groove, a bevel, not a groove. They have a bevel so to make it easier to pick up if you have longer fingernails. So yeah, I think we have a YouTube short somewhere, but we only saw him at Home Gym Con. Kevin actually has a set at his house, so he's able to give them a much more in-depth look. Have you already put that review out, Kevin, of the Aura spin plates? If you please put the link to that review in the chat or in the comment section, whichever, just so people can check it out after they finish watching this video, after this show is over. And Letha says, I want the stainless. I mean, they look nice. They do look nice. So yeah, I'll make sure that Summer and the people at RitFit get to see this feedback. You wanted to make a unicorn barbell. You know, Naomi's still trying to get them to make that mermaid bar. So I don't know if they're willing to do it, but I think they should. I definitely think they should make unicorn bars, all this stuff. Because if it's fun for you to, anything that makes it fun for you to lift, to me is worth making. So, you know, yeah, we saw the and look for a promo. No, I do not have a promo code with RitFit at all. I do not have one at all. If you guys want to, like I said, if you guys want to support the channel, then what you got to do is literally, I'll just do it like this. Let's see if I can do it. So let's get rid of this here. I think I can get rid of that. Okay, yeah. So let's throw it in there. Add that. Okay. So let's save that. Boom. Okay, bam. There we go. So those two, so now I just updated it. So you guys can just go to the little shopping button that's in the at the bottom of the video. or if you're watching the video, there's a shop. There should be a shopping button, and I don't remember which corner of the video it's in, of the video screen is in. But you can just go there, and you can and when you click on it, it'll take you to the RitFit plates, and it'll give us credit if you want to support the channel. I appreciate that. All right. So Kevin said I finalized it with the RitFit Japan team. That's coming in next week or end of August, the latest. They're timing my video with the global release. Guess they liked it a lot. Oh, nice. Well, that's good, man. That's a good outcome. That's a good outcome. I like that. All right. Now, I just want you to know we've completely used up all our news time, but that's okay because I want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. So let's do Recliner Rage. And if we still have time after Recliner Rage, then we can jump back into the rest of the news items. If not, there's nothing in there. There's only like one thing in there that's very timely. So I'll make sure I say that before the show is over. But the rest of it, you know, I can always just push till next week. It won't be the first time that I've run out of time for a segment and had to just push it to the next week. So right now, you know what time it is? Time to crash out and lash out. Let's go.
It's the recliner of rage.
It's the recliner of rage, 'cause he's not happy.
Okay, if you work at FedEx and you deliver to my home, wash your face and get your mind right. You need to get your life together. I told you guys that we got the Gazelle. No, I'm sorry. Let me change that. We didn't get the Gazelle Pro in. We got 2 of the 3 boxes for the Gazelle Pro in. All right. And how do I know that? Because I told you I worked all night. So I work all night. I'm exhausted, right? Work 12 hours unexpectedly. So it's at the end of a week of working 12-hour night shifts. So I get up at 3 o'clock and I hadn't been to bed yet. I come back after battling the dang Atlanta traffic, drive all the way home, get here, and all I want to do is park in my driveway. Okay? Park in my driveway, which I feel I would have earned. And can I do it? No, because FedEx has once again, for the second time, actually, this might be the third time, not once, not two, but 3 times, for the third time, has decided to just drop the boxes right in the where a rational human being will park his car. I understand. You're like, okay, well, I don't know where you want me to leave it because, you know, I don't know where you want me to leave it, but I'm putting it where you can see it. All right. I don't buy that excuse. They know we get packages. In fact, we've had people say, like, just flat out, who are the delivery people, just stop and say, what are y'all doing here? Because why are y'all always getting boxes? And in fact, sometimes it's funny, but this happened more than once. We've had them drop off exercise equipment because they didn't even look at the address. They just assumed it was ours. And we're like, hey, this ain't my address. It ain't, and no, that address is over there or whatever, right? So they know we do this. We've spoken to them. We've even told them, hey, no, it needs to go here, all right? They've actually had us open the garage door. They see the gym in there. Multiple drivers. Oh, it goes on this side. What's so hard about taking a box and leaning it up against the garage door? Because you know we don't use our garages for anything except lifting weights in my wife's office. We don't have to drive in there. You know where I knew you need to drive into? My parking spot that you blocked with the boxes that you tore a hole in. How can you justify that? How can you justify that? It's at the point now where I just say to myself, when I see the tracking number, this is actually what we do. We see the tracking number and we just say, okay, expect it to show up damaged. Depending on who the carrier is, expect it to show up damaged. That is not a good way to run a business. Not a service business. What's wrong with you? Seriously. If your only job is doing that, shouldn't you be good at it after a while? I mean, seriously. Back when my job was to type, guess what I was good at? Type it. Okay? When I typed, it sounded like somebody beating drumsticks together. It was like, I don't type as much now, but I'm telling you, I still got pretty good keyboard speed. When I was a personal trainer, guess what I was good at? Training people. What you do, I'll bet you garbage men are phenomenal at moving trash cans around. So why is it if your only job is delivering packages to the destination with the label on it, why are you not good at it yet? What's wrong with you? What I want to do is just have all of them just line up and just shake them. Just shake them. That's all I want to do. And then I'll be good with it. That's it. And then they have to be every day. I got other things to do in my life. But if we could just do it once a quarter, just once a quarter, we can set up a rotation. It don't have to be the same driver every time. That's all I want to do. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay. That's it. Okay. All right. That's all. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Okay? I just want to get that off my chest. That's annoying. All right. Jared just gave a public service announcement. Shout out to Jared. Hey, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. If you've not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And also, if you guys would like to support the channel, we do take super chats. You can click the super chat button. I believe the lowest amount you can give is like $1.99, but we appreciate all of the support from all of you guys. Anytime you do a super chat, that money goes right back into the channel. We're saving up money right now for a new microphone for this for the live streams, as well as trying to get a portable setup, laptop setup. I'm sorry, not laptop, but a keyboard. That's not it either. Screen. Yes, we're trying to get a portable screen, a better portable screen, so that we can take the show on the road. As I mentioned, I'd like to go and do the show from different places. So those are the things that we're saving up money for: better microphone and a better screen to go to improve our mobile setup for doing the show in different places. All right. And the easiest way to contribute to that is just do a super chat. All right. If you're watching on replay, you can still do the same thing with a super thanks. So I appreciate that. All right. That's enough of that. I am severely uncomfortable with asking people for money. So we're just going to move on. And in fact, let's calm down right now. It's time to play the calm down. Okay. Calm down. Take a breath. You don't need no high blood pressure. Plus you got a whole show to do. So just calm all the way down. That's better. All right. I have calmed down. So I told you that there is only one timely item that is that I need to make sure I tell you guys. So let's do that right now so we don't run out of time. Let's share the screen. And it is a fringe sport thing. This is not sponsored. And in fact, I'll tell you this. Most of the news items I tell you about are not sponsored. They're just things that I see because I subscribe to a lot of companies' newsletters. And I see it and I'm like, okay, I don't know if everybody subscribes to this newsletter as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know about it. So at Fringe Sport, the 15-kilogram women's Wonder Bar is on sale. And if you get the Wonder Bar, you get a set of clamp collars free. Okay. And these are the clamp collars, in case you're wondering. Those right there. That's the style that a lot of people really like now. You know, spring collars are definitely 1980s and 90s. So I feel nostalgia every time I see one. But if you get all this, you get this bar for $239 with shipping included to the lower 48 states. They'll throw in a set of clamp collars and no additional cost for you. So I just want to make sure you guys knew about that. Now let's go see what you guys' reaction are to what has been going on. Oh, we got somebody new in here. 5 a.m. squat. I mean, you're not new, but you just joined the show. 5 a.m. squat club. What's going on, man? It says morning workouts for the win. Hey, look, rep your brand, man. There, do your thing. I'm all about that. I think I remember Dwayne Johnson said he likes to lift first thing in the morning because it launches his day. And although I lift in the afternoon, because I work at night, I am also lifting weights when I first wake up. So it does launch a day. And I know I feel a whole lot better when I'm coming off of that endorphin rush from a good workout than when if I don't work out that day for whatever reason. It just makes you feel better. Like you've already accomplished something. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that. Let's see here. Carp says what they do is they just open the door and let it fly. I know, man. I'm like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Jared says this is his last lift before the week off of weights. He's looking forward to recovery. Man, it's like that sometimes. It bees like that sometimes, you know, when you are when you're trying to you're working out or whatever, and you know, you start, you know how you start getting that beat up feeling, kind of like start feeling beat up a little bit. Yeah, it's so there's that. So those deload, sometimes those deload weeks come in clutch, man. I felt like that at the end of my last training cycle. I was just like, man, this deload week cannot come any sooner. Carb said, yeah, I've had a UPS guy wait for a while so he could see what's inside. And he's like, oh, there's all the heavy stuff I've been delivering. Yeah. So the UPS people in general have been pretty good. It's the FedEx drivers that just, I can't deal with them. I can't deal with these people, right? Trevor said, my problem is, he said, your problem is you assume they care when their job is volume, not care. I know. I mean, I get it, man, but maybe yeah, you know, you were right. I'm expecting too much out of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting too much out of them. Trevor said, FedEx delivered a car seat to my neighbor's house and took a picture of a white garage, and I couldn't tell where it landed. I know they're famous for that. It's like they'll deliver it, and I'm like, I don't even know where that is. I'm like, and it's like, well, there's a picture of where we dropped it off. I'm like, okay, that's a car tire. I don't even know whose car that is. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? Anyway, let's see here. Carb said, I started walking in the mornings before work just to front load my steps for the day. That's a solid. I think Carlos does that. You know, that's why he's always already like at 10,000 steps by the time the show starts. That's a legit way to do it, man. You get up, you just walk. I like it. I usually do it a little bit at the end of my workout, and then I walk a little bit at work, because otherwise I end up sitting for 12 hours straight. So what I do is even if I got a pace in that office, I've literally gotten 10,000 steps just pacing back and forth. Let me make sure that my guy Will isn't on the struggle bus right now, because he is not backstage. So I want to make sure that he's not lost in the ether. I told you guys on the show. So I'm just sending him a quick message. I told you guys that's why I leave my phone on in case people have issues. Let's see here. Hey, Ashley, 332. I had a rousing conversation I'm trying to think of what's the best word. Very interesting, lively. Yeah, I had a lively conversation on Instagram with Dustin. With Dustin talking about movies and TV shows. We nerded completely out. Talking about different movies and stuff. I did not realize that he had watched. This is a gem. If you never watched this, it's The Soldier with Kurt Russell. All right, it's called Soldier with Kurt Russell, and it's kind of like, if you like Halo, the TV show, the series that just got moved from Paramount to Netflix, then this Soldier movie will kind of give you that same kind of vibe. It's really, really good. I love it. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of random, but yeah. Jason says, Manu said, I miss being able to walk on a treadmill during the day. So I'm not actually walking on a treadmill at work. Naomi does that. But since I'm actually at a job at work, what I do is I've plotted out 2 different routes. This is just going to tell you. So I plotted out 2 different routes. And one takes 45 seconds. The other one takes a minute, 15 seconds, right? And I just alternate those whenever stuff gets slow. And since I'm the only one there, is middle of the night. Normally I do it like maybe 10 o'clock at night. Do it for an hour. I just throw on a podcast. That's usually when I'm watching stuff like Rep Rant Repeat. Just throw it on and I'm just walking. And I usually bang out the rest of my steps to get to 10. I've been getting over about 11,000 steps recently. Yeah, so there you go. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead, and it's now 6:59. So I'm gonna go ahead and add LinkedIn. We gotta be professional now. So we're gonna add LinkedIn. All right, and then Will's gonna be here. I put on my good cologne. I want to impress him. So let's go ahead. Let's add LinkedIn, and then act like we aren't just swinging and missing here. All right. Good morning and welcome to the Central Time Zone at 7 o'clock. Welcome to everybody who just joined us from LinkedIn. Please take a minute to click like on this video if you are watching on YouTube. And if you are watching on LinkedIn, do me a favor and follow our show page, Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life, so you don't miss a single one of our interviews with the people who affect home gym culture from around the world. Today, I've got one of these people who not only is affecting home gym culture, he's also got his fingers in the pie. Oh, that didn't sound good. Pause. He's also working in the commercial space. Okay. So it's one of those brands where they are supplying both commercial and home gym residential clients. So Will Wu is going to be an awesome guest for you guys to listen to. I'm fascinated to hear about his company, because they were started back in 2020 and they literally hit the ground running. The company is called XMaster Fitness, and we first met Will at HFA 2025 in Las Vegas, and that was based on a direct recommendation from Brandon Campbell Diamond, aka Basement Brandon. And I was seriously impressed by what we saw. The video is on our channel. I'll put the link to it in the description for the video on LinkedIn and on YouTube, so you guys can check it out. But the thing is, I saw a few things. I was like, well, this is good, but you could probably tweak this here. You could tweak this there, right? And then I saw Will at Home Gym Con a few months later in July, and they had addressed most of the issues. I'm not saying like he just listened to everything I said, but I could see a clear improvement between between what I saw in March and what I saw in July. So now Will is joining us. He's fresh off of a successful, what looks like a very successful Olympia weekend. So let's all welcome our first guest of the day, Will Wu. Will. With Garage.
Hey,
what's up?
good morning. How are
What's
you?
up, man? I'm good. Look at that.
It's a way too
Will, everybody.
It's way too early.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, that's how we like to do it. All right. You don't even need coffee, Will. I know you like drinking coffee. You don't need it today. I'm here now. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up?
I believe in like a mental coffee. We need a mental caffeine.
That's why I'm here. All right? That's why I'm here.
Morning. Hope everyone's doing well.
Dude, I hope you're doing well. You've had a busy, no, you haven't had a busy weekend. You were at like how many bodybuilding shows have you guys sponsored? You had the New York Pro, you did, I think you did one in Rhode Island, and then you just did the Olympia. That's huge. What do you like? You sleep every other day, I'm assuming.
So I actually, my business partner from China, he is visiting me this week. And it's funny, when we have a team meeting overseas, we're like, hey, in America, we don't really need to sleep. As long as we can take a shower, grab some food, we're all set.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I'm just saying, you guys are killing it, man. I told people that I was impressed by your products. I was impressed again when I saw them again at Home Gym Con. We'll jump all into that. You got people excited. Look at it. People are already putting comments in here. And they said, so Carp said, speaking of cool chrome plates, the XMaster looks great. I love my strongman plates as well. I'm telling you, if you all haven't seen them, you'll see them. I'm telling you. In fact, we're going to release our tour. I wanted to wait until after I interviewed you, but we're going to do release our booth tour. Are you about to show them now?
In 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second.
Oh, he about to go get them. Look at that. That wasn't even planned. He's running off to go get the plates. You see what you did, Carp? Nah, that's cool. That's it. He's got some. Oh, there we go. All right, let's check it out. So let's do this right here. All right, so you guys can see that. So those are the XMaster.
Chrome.
Those are change plates. Okay.
Yep. You got this.
Now, what's different about those is that's actually a similar design to what you guys did with your dumbbells. So we're gonna, we can talk about that a little bit too. You had the plates first, and you said, well, why not do this with the dumbbells too? And I think that's one reason why your dumbbells, your stuff looks so good, because it kind of builds on itself. You know what I'm saying? I really like that. So let's see here. So Parrot and Powered Up says, hello, Will. What's up?
Good morning. How are you?
Jake said, Will, and you getting applause.
Hey.
All right. Jason from Man Who Parks in Gym, also host of the Rep Rant Repeat podcast, says, I love the XMaster stuff. And Ashley says she loves seeing you at the this past weekend. All right. I told you, man. You see, you've been putting this off all this time. You didn't know how much love you're going to get on this show, man.
Thank you, everyone.
So let's for the people who don't know who you are, let's just kind of give a little bit, essentially the elevator speech a little bit. You're the CEO of XMaster Fitness, which is, as I understand it, it's the USA branch, or it's
Correct.
the child of another brand that's been in business for like 10 years. So when people see
Correct.
XMaster, although you started in 2020, there's like 10 years of experience behind XMaster. You guys just created a branch that you could specifically use to sell equipment in the US. What was the main driver behind the decision to say, we're not going to just bring our existing brand to the US, we're going to start a whole new imprint called XMaster? What was the reason behind that?
Yes. So long story short, we started the business of XMaster probably back to 2023. It's not even 2020. So we only have this brand for like about 2 years. The main reason we started XMaster Fitness just because we have so much customers from worldwide, and we don't want to compete with them directly. So we started a new brand instead of use our manufacturer name to start the business. And we realized that after 10 years or over 10 years of business, we are having so much great people from our manufacturer and also team. So we wanted to bring some value back to them, bring more value back to their family as well. And also, we realized in gym equipment industry or fitness industry, we can do something differently. So that's the main reason we start XMaster Fitness. We want to do something differently and also bring back more value to our own people.
Okay, so I think, so it sounds to me like you guys were doing like a little bit of white labeling. You were just creating stuff for, okay, and then you say, you know what, let's step out from in the shadows and let people see what we can do.
And at the same time, we're trying now to compete with our customers directly because we don't want to do that. That's not respectful. But same time, we have great partnership and relationship with the big companies worldwide.
So I'm gonna do this here. If people have never checked out XMaster, I encourage you to do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and so there's a QR code over my shoulder. So, and I'll put it back up a couple of times while we're talking. So if anybody wants to just check it out, you can, that QR code there. I don't know why I'm pointing that way. It's over there. All right. That QR code right there. You guys can just follow that and it'll take you to the XMaster website so you can check it out to check out their stuff. But what a lot of people don't know, so if people follow you on Instagram, your Instagram is Coach Will Woo. And I assume your background as a fitness entrepreneur helps you, like, with contacts and understanding how equipment should feel when you're using it. So, and then the process also helps you, like, because somebody comes to you and they say, hey, I'm looking for this. You're like, okay, well, I know what would work best for you based upon knowing how this stuff should work. But how does it help you, having run your own business and been like a self-employed? How does that help you now? You're not just managing yourself. You're in charge of people. You got to develop leaders under you. You have to make sure they know what you know, so you don't have to be the only one testing the equipment. You know what I mean? How does that help you with that process?
So I really like this question because in my career, in the past 10 years, I've been focused on training people. So I have my Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Exercise Science. I really like fitness and I like training, strength training, bodybuilding. I'm not gonna lie, definitely it's challenging because when I used to own a small gym, it's a lot easier. I just manage a few trainers and also manage my customers, my clients. I learned a lot from fitness or training. Obviously, a lot of time you don't get the result you want. However, that's not the excuse for you to quit. So I applied that to my current business and my position. So I think, we're not expecting everything to be perfect, but when things happen, we'll just be ready to make it happen, or try to find a solution to make something happen.
Hey, I understand, man.
Yep.
Is it frustrating?
Sorry. Yes.
No, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
So the background of training or coach, really taught me a lot. We're dealing with people and we're learning from each one. So that's like, the whole concept I learned from my past 10 years or 11, 12 years experience. We learn from a customer. We want to hear from like our customer who who's paying us, we want to make sure everything we're delivering is the right thing. So we're not scamming people. I want to deliver the result, same as the gym equipment. We want to deliver worthful things or something valuable. I don't want to charge people like $1,000 and we just deliver iron. We want to deliver something useful and the people will be appreciating daily, or something like can really help them to see the result. Because as a coach, we know some exercise is not working at all. It's just like, YouTube science. We want to get something really like useful and also like, science-based proof. So that's kind of like my background that really support me to drive me further from my current career.
Does it get frustrating?
Sorry,
does it get frustrating though? No, it's okay. I like enthusiasm.
Yes.
Does it ever get frustrating? You're like, if it was just me, like you just want to do it, like, oh, fine, I'll just do it myself. How do you restrain that? Like, you know what I'm saying? There are times where you just like, you're not getting the person that you say, okay, no, the handle needs to be like, no, the handle needs to be like, no, the handle needs to be like this. Okay, look, come here. Like, does that get frustrating? I know it does.
Yeah.
He's like, our meeting.
Yeah. I mean, frustration happens, but, we just need to be patient. And also, sometimes communication is the key. I mean, the first time I started working with my team, it's not easy because I have a whole bunch of people from China or different countries. Obviously, communication is tough. Not only language, but also culture and also understanding of the fitness. It's a completely different. Me, I always try to be perfect. However, for manufacturing part, it's not possible to be perfect all the time, but we just try to get closer. So, frustration happens, but what we can do is, try to understand each other and try to come up with one solution. That's our goal. And that's something like, really helped.
I'll say something else too. This is actually the second time that this has come up in a conversation this week. It's crazy how stuff kind of like, I'll say it in like, and it won't even be related to what I'm going to talk about later, but I'll have a conversation during the week, maybe with my wife or with somebody. And then it ends up, I bring it up on the show. So I was talking to my wife earlier this week about this. And then I was talking to Trevor, who's in the live chat right now, about this. And so what it is basically when I was taking martial arts, our grandmaster before he passed away, I had our thing is constantly learning, always learning, right? And so I was talking to our grandmaster and I said, how do you keep learning when you are 10th degree? There's nowhere else for you to go. Who do you learn from? And he said, I learned from the beginners. And he said, they don't have any bad habits because they don't know anything. And they haven't been told, oh, you can't do that yet. So for them, everything is possible. And he says, sometimes it opens my eyes about something that I said, oh, wait, I've always done it this way, but maybe that's not right because I meet somebody who doesn't know any better, right? Do you get that as well? That's the other side of it. When you have somebody who's an engineer, maybe they don't work out, and then you're like, oh, I guess maybe that does work.
Yes.
Do you ever get that?
Yes. I got that. And also, I once you mentioned that, it reminds me of my Spanish teacher from college. He's from Mexico, and he taught us one thing very importantly. He's like, maybe you don't speak the language perfectly, but there's one thing you can always remember, like Einstein said, think like a child. You know nothing. You're learning every day. Be fresh. So don't resist to learn anything new, or something could happen, but you can try to think a different way.
Man, that exactly. It's just like a lot of times we have like this closed-minded, and you come from a training background. You remember like, let's say it was really bad in the 2000s where people were like, I'm a power lifter. I only do it. This is the only way you should do it. Right. And until CrossFit, then when CrossFit, that's when people start saying, oh, maybe you can try things a different way. You take more of a Jeet Kune Do kind of approach. Like you take things from different disciplines and blend them. But before that, it was like, no, you only do this. You only do this. You only do this. And so I just think it's like that. I love the fact that we're not rigid anymore, that we can try different. And I'm talking about in the home gym, because if I go to a commercial gym, I kind of have to use what they have, which means there's certain movements I can't, do if I want to do some strongman stuff that day. If they don't have strongman stuff, I'm kind of just stuck. You know what I mean? But at home, people act like the only things you can buy are the things that is almost like it's a public gym. I'm like, dude, you could buy literally anything. Unshackle your mind and get stuff that's cool to train with, and just and it might be fun. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So I like that.
Correct. I agree.
Was it tough to break into the commercial US market as XMaster? Because you didn't have a brand logo behind you, or did people just already know who you were?
Yeah, not gonna lie, it's extremely tough because what we know is like after a pandemic, there are so many new companies they're growing, and obviously start this company after a pandemic. It's a very tough because we're brand new, and at the same time we have so much customers. We cannot just compete with them directly, telling them, hey, this is my customer, that's my customer, come to us to purchase from XMaster, we're cheaper. No, that's not how it works. We don't want to do that. So we really work hard, Obviously, frustration or, difficulty is always an issue. However, we treat that as our motivation because I always talk to my business partner together. I'm like, hey, you know what? Like years later, when we look back, we're happy because like maybe 5 or 3 years ago, like people treated us like that way, but now we earn their business and then we became like, better company or, friends. We're happy. So it's definitely easy because the name, the quality, and the price and the service. Because, the name is not big yet. Maybe this year it's getting bigger. People start knowing us, and also the name we picked obviously has some issues with the website when you search on Google.
I was gonna say yes. I've encountered those issues.
Here I want to clarify the name, the philosophy behind XMaster. Obviously, our founder, he's a Chinese, so XMaster, what he's trying to do is like become the master of everything. So basically, try to be ready for the challenge. So in Chinese, X means something that's unknown. So anything could be X. Kind of like in mathematics, we set X as an unknown problem. So master, so he's trying to be the master of everything. Or it's kind of like, a mentality that we're ready for all type of challenges. That's why we came up with the name XMaster. Unfortunately, that's the first thing that people search online. Oh man, we couldn't find you, but now you can find us, XMaster Fitness. You can find more information about us. And besides that, obviously there are so many good companies or good business out there. Why should you pick XMaster Fitness? The service is not as great as other companies yet, or price is a little bit high compared to some cheaper gear, which people can pick from, and also lead time. That's another issue. So when we just started, we had probably like 3,000 square feet warehouse, and that was my office as well, showroom. It's like typical business when we started. It's not like easy, but we don't think that's an issue, because if it's too easy, we don't think we need to name as XMaster Fitness anymore. Right?
I mean, yeah, and I get it. So I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you about the name, because when I first was searching for it, I got a bunch of not safe for work results. Okay, let's just say that. But I'm glad you said that you guys have fixed that now, because now I noticed that I wasn't sure if it's because I've searched your business name so much that it just Google has learned what I want, or if it was because you guys changed the DNS settings so that it would make sure it points to the right place. So that's good. Hey, it looks like Don from Addicts Clubs and Maces is here. What's going on, Donnie? So I want to also say this too, because I looked at in fact, I'm going to ask you right now before I forget. One of your products that I saw on Instagram, let me see if I can pull it up, is there it is. So your squat, the combo rack.
Yes.
You said that's coming soon. First of all, that thing looks nice and clean. I love it, right? And to me, I mentioned to people that if you haven't, or actually I may not have, I don't think I had it on the list I was going to talk about. I didn't get a chance to talk about it, so I'll just say it now. One of the things I love about combo racks is it's great if you have more than one person working out at the same time in just a home gym, and then especially if they're not the same strength level, because now you got to load the weights and you got to, so like my sons and I used to work out together, right? They're teenagers. So there's like over 100-pound difference between us, like on the bench press, for example, right? Our arms weren't the same length. So it was just a pain with a power rack, having to like lift the bar up, lift up one side, move the J. It was just a pain. With a combo rack, you can do that quick because it's designed for competitions. So for anybody who's working out at home, and there's going to be like 2 of you working out at the same time, I love a combo rack for that reason. And then I also like it if you work out at home, if you like doing squat and bench on the same day, because again, it's so easy. I mean, you guys can see how fast it is to switch between the different heights in this video clip that I have pulled up here. I think that that's a great, it's even great if you want to go from flat to incline. It makes it so fast. What made you guys want to do a combo rack?
So we have a lot of customers, you know, from different sport, like you say, you know, powerlifting, you know, bodybuilding, or different type of training. And I have a background of training, so we always try to do something to contribute to a different sport. You know, powerlifting is becoming bigger and bigger. We have gorgeous plates, and we have great barbells. We have great bench. Then we realized, hey, we don't really have a nice squat combo rack for our people. That's why, you know, we started working on this project since a year ago. It really took us a year to make this come out. And the reason we just like, you know, launched recently because we think it's ready. So yeah, pretty much, you know, just try to do something to contribute to people who love our brand and also, you know, the sport. So,
do you plan on making it like available for federations to use?
So that's a good question. Honestly, everything we make is based on the IPF requirement. However, you know, I'm not sure if we're looking to the... Yes, correct. That's it.
That's money.
So here's the thing. As a customer, if you purchase whatever is certified, the price will be jacked up. But if the product itself, it's certified through all the measurements, you know, it worked for you to purchase. And our product is like, you know, made by like at least 5 to 10 engineers. Let me tell you something about our squat combo rack. First of all, it's a stainless steel. It lasts longer, you know. Yeah. And also, you know, the pad we have, you're going to have like multiple options. For now, we have a polyurethane, waterproof, anti-scratch, which is something really nice. But later on, you're going to have different options for different type of use. For example, for competition, you definitely can have something grippier. Or, you know, for daily training, who's a beginner, you can have something like, you know, less firm.
Right.
And also for this itself, you know, we really try to build for like, you know, commercial standards. So it's a big on safety. A lot of time I saw videos when people are doing squat, they might fail and they just throw the bar back and the entire rack might just tilt backwards. That is something we really engineer with our piece. It will never happen. We did a lot of tests. We threw like a couple 100 pounds weights to the rack, the spotter arm, and it never tilted back. That's something we can confidently to tell people, hey, to choose from us. And another thing, you know, we have a patent. You probably noticed that to adjust the weight, it's not like before. You have to put pins in to just manually. Just play it now. You can just roll the roller. It's a very easy, just like a music box.
I was going to ask you what's the roller. I was like, what is that for? What is?
So that's just like for the adjustment of the angle of the rack.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that during the competition, you know, like you mentioned, when you're training with your son, you know, it's just so much work for you guys to adjust the height or even the weight, you know.
Yeah.
So we just try to make everything easier for competition purpose and also for daily use.
That is a game changer.
Yes, we have a patent on this because we try to do something different. We're trying not to copy anyone. That's something we're talking. And also, you know, we try to come up with the individual mindset with the design.
Right. So for people who don't understand what we're talking about, so if you're a bigger guy and you're using the same rack as some in a competition and you're using the same size rack as you know, everybody else, you got the lightweights and you got the heavyweights. They're all using the same rack. Well, sometimes your hands will get to the J. They'll be like right where the J hook is. The J cups are. So what you want to do is in a powerlifting meet, they'll do like you actually will put it down on your card that you do at weigh-ins, and you'll say, I want the uprights. I want them in or out. And what that means is you can lean them in like that, and now your hands will be outside the where the J cups are, so you don't pinch your fingers, especially on like a max attempt, right? They have like people have like the offset J cups from different brands that you can put on your power rack. This is gonna be making the entire rack. It goes like that. It's completely safe, but it's great, but it takes time and getting used to. So with what you just said, all you gotta do is just do this. That's why I was like, that's a game changer. Especially, I've been a spotter loader at meets. You get tired, man. You get so tired because you're there all day. And you think about it, every time somebody, let's say every time a lifter squats, you squat too because you're squatting with them. And so they do 3 squats that day. You do 300. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, I saw this. Oh, in fact, I've already got like a couple people I know who are like federation heads. I'm just going to send the link to them. Like, just look at this. Just look at it. And if you're interested, I'm going to put you in touch with Will because this is dope. I love it. Look at my face, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even buying one. I'm just excited. Like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, I hope our engineer team is watching your channel at the moment. Hopefully.
They better be. I gave you the link. They're all supposed to be watching it. Everybody, the entire company is supposed to be sitting down right now watching it.
Yes.
I swear, I gave you the link for a reason,
So,
Will.
one more detail I want to mention before we end up this conversation for the squat combo rack, you know.
Okay.
Another feature is like when you have a bar loaded, you still can use that roller smoothly. So you can load like 400 or 500 pounds there without taking the plates down. You still can adjust the weight of uprights, which is something we really put effort to change something from the past. Because in the past, you know, you talk about the powerlifting meet, they really spend a lot of time and effort to adjust all the height and the weight for athletes. Just too much work.
So this is how is it different from what you showed me? Because this is at HFA. So I got everything, man. So how is this different from what you showed me at HFA? Because that's what I saw at HFA. And then when I saw this on Instagram, I said, oh, that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
Yes, that's like pretty much similar, but not exactly the same thing. I would say the only same thing probably is just the pad of a bench.
Okay.
The rest are completely, you know, different because we realize, you know, that time it's just a standard squat combo rack. It doesn't make us excited. It doesn't make us feel proud. And it's just
you can see my face. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, okay. But you see my face now. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yep. And at that time, you know, there is an issue, you know, we lost certain pieces, so we cannot have certain pieces like installed. So it's just sitting there.
Right.
It's just sitting there. And also it's not as attractive as the current one because it's like stainless steel. Very nice.
So Paired and Power Up said efficiency and versatility. They said you are speaking their language. That I really love you guys and stuff, man. But actually, what you just said that illustrates what I just said when I said that from HFA to Home Gym Con to now, the company is just going leaps and bounds, making improvements, and it's really unusual. I would say maybe things are changing because of home gym owners, and honestly, I think because of Home Gym Con. Because when you go to when you go to somewhere like HFA, and I'm not knocking HFA, Naomi and I enjoyed it. We're gonna go back to the one in San Diego, but commercial customers don't ask you a lot of the questions that you're gonna get asked at Home Gym Con, right? People at Home Gym Con get in depth with you because this might be the only one they buy. A commercial customer, they're like, oh well, you know, we're gonna buy about 25. I don't really care. I'm not the one using it. We just need to have some. Does it look good? How, you know, they want to know about the service plan, all that kind of stuff. So how were you guys able to make changes and upgrade your stuff so quickly?
So, you know, we have a strong mission. We want to be the best. And also that's our goal for the next couple of years. And like I said, you know, my background as a coach, as a trainer really affected me. We're always listening to our customers, you know, either price is too high or, you know, the quality is not as great as they're expecting, or, you know, certain things we can make it better. That's why we're always improving. And also, you know, because sometimes like a trade show is like a very short time for us to be prepared. So we have to ship whatever we have in the showroom. That's why every time, you know, we try to come up with something better and better. And also each time from the trade show, we talk to so many different people. We're learning. That's why, you know, every time we try to present something better or, you know, nicer.
You know, man, here's the thing. And I promise we'll go back to the questions that I sent you ahead of time. So we're freestyling right now because none of this stuff is stuff I plan on asking.
Yes, correct.
But I warned you, didn't I? I warned you. But to me, it's like, you go to the trade show, your stuff, like I said I liked what was there, right? But what I think is unique about you guys is I'm not going to name any names. I saw multiple companies at Home Gym Con and at HFA. And you could tell Naomi and I, I love the fact that I do this with my wife because now I got somebody to talk to. I can go back. Then we just kind of talk about it and bat ideas around. On the conversation on the plane rides home is always dope. But we said, you know what? It's funny, but you could tell the companies at HFA that are actually home gym companies that are just here because they're like, oh, this is a show. We should be here. Let's see if we can get into the commercial market. And then we saw a lot of stuff. In fact, when Jake was there, one of the things Jake said to me was he looked around and said, yeah, I didn't really see a whole lot of stuff that fits the home gym community, right? We saw, and I was like, well, I guess it kind of like depends on how you look at it. But I understood this point because there were a lot of companies that were there where they had like individual pieces of selectorized equipment that it requires a lot of space. A lot of the benches don't store vertically. Like it just isn't right for the average home gym. You guys are the exception because your stuff is very versatile. I could get your bench, have it here in my home, and then sell it to somebody who's starting a commercial gym and it would fit right in. And that's the same thing for, I want to say, most of your stuff. It works wherever you put it. How do you walk that line in satisfying commercial customers and also the home gym audience too?
So that's actually a really good question. I haven't thought that far yet. However, I think two things make us stand out for that purpose that we can serve same time to commercial gym and residential gyms. So what happens is top one, we try to emphasize the functionality. We want to make sure, no matter what type of gym you have, as soon as you purchase our stuff, it works. That's the top thing. It doesn't matter the standard if it's a commercial or residential. It has to work for your training. Second, price-wise, we have to make sure the price, it's affordable, at least reasonable. Not something crazy. For example, our bench is still under $1,000. Maybe for some home gym owners, they think, okay, something over $500 is out of my budget. But, think about this long-term investment. If you have a nice bench, you can have it for over 10 years, or, you can really push hard when you're training. It might worth it compared to some benches you might spend $200 or $300. Or, for some commercial gym owners, they want something even better to, surprise their memberships. We have different options. This year, we have, for example, talking about adjustable benches, we have stainless steel benches and also the regular 2.0 adjustable benches. The only big difference, I would say, just the frame. One is a fully stainless steel. The residential one is like partially stainless steel. The price difference is almost $200.
Okay, so we're looking at it right now. So the stainless.
Yes.
So this is the residential. That's the
that's
one right here.
That's actually a commercial.
That's the commercial, and this is the residential.
Yes. However, both are commercial, but we just try to, have something even
Price
like,
difference.
better. Yeah. For example, Equinox or some like better gyms, they're looking for something the best.
Right.
But both
Okay.
are commercial standard. However, since we are the lead manufacturer, we try to, have the price, more affordable to people who's not like into fitness for a long time yet.
Okay.
Yep. So try to be fair.
Let me see something here because I just added the. Have you guys thought about doing a closed ladder system?
So we got question all the time. So since this is now some bench, we can do vertical stand. It's not really necessary because it's a secure. It's secure enough. For example, you see the closed ladder from the front. People are like, hey, why you have that? I'm like, the only reason is like when you're sitting, you don't want to come to the side to adjust it.
Right.
So you just sit there under your butt, and you can just adjust it with the closed gate. So,
Gotcha.
without that, because when you adjust the height from the bench itself from the side, no matter there is a closed gate or no, you still can make it. Yeah. And
this thing is a flat incline decline, right?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. So, the fact is like, no matter, you have the close guard or not, you're still gonna adjust from the side. It's the same. You have to still look at it. But if you have our bench at home, you know that. You don't really need to look at it. You can just lift up. That's it.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let me click that off right there. What's been the most, like I mentioned, you guys just finished sponsoring the Olympia.
Yes.
What's been the most satisfying accomplishment for you as CEO of XMaster this year? Because I mean, you guys are sponsoring bodybuilding shows, creating trophies, all kinds of stuff. Yes. What's been the thing you've been like, yeah, I did that?
Yeah, to be honestly, people might think, hey, give a award to 6-time men's classic physique champion, Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead is a bigger thing. It is crucial to us this time. My good friend Dan Solomon, president of Mr. Olympia, really helped us, made a connection. And also I told him we want to make a big impact in fitness industry. That's all about them as well. One thing I really like, he mentioned on stage, he's like, this is a great show. It's not only, a great show for bodybuilders, but also a great show for everyone from like different countries who loves bodybuilding and fitness. We speak only one language there, fitness, love, which is something we really loved. Very simple. So people think that this is like might be something like I'm proud the most. Actually, that's like maybe 10%, because it's just like a moment meet the legend, and obviously make our brand stand out, and we create something completely different to the event, or something like make the audience feel like, wow, they really put effort to make the trophy differently. However, I would say the rest of 90% making me like satisfied or proud is my team. We have a team of 9 people or 10 people. I'm very proud just because for the first couple shows, I really have to put my hands down and my effort to do everything. No matter logistics or sales or even like booth building, everything. Even like driving, I might have to drive my 7 guys everywhere. I have to book hotels for them or Airbnb. But this time, we have a team more than 8 or 9 people from different part of the country, and also we have 4 people from 4 people from Calgary, Canada, and so it was great. Yep, the teamwork. I'm really satisfied with that, because I feel like that make me proud that we are providing more jobs opportunities, and also to make things happen, to have more great people to work with us, and to spread out the name of XMaster and also fitness.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up here in a second. Kevin, I see your comment. I'm gonna put it on there. But something about I actually meant to put this in the questions I sent you, so I apologize. But it's I've seen since 2015, I've been involved in various ways with different strength competitions at various levels. Most of it is because we live stream competitions, right? But I've also been involved like with a spotter loader. I've been like the head loader on a platform. I've competed in powerlifting, right? One of the things I've seen is it's very easy when you're a brand and you agree to sponsor competitions to all of a sudden be popular. They're like, oh, cool, because they hear you're giving out money. They're like, oh, heck yeah, you're giving out either money or you're giving out free trophies or free stuff. They love you. But it's very easy to do that and then not get a return on your investment in terms of people actually buying stuff. Company that I remember this happening to is Iron and Stone Strength. They sponsored a bunch of strongman competitions. Everybody loved him. But at the same time, the guy said he actually overextended himself because he didn't want to turn anybody down. So he's like, he sponsored some of the biggest strongman shows in the country, and they were running into debt. And to the point where he had to like basically shut the company down and start over. How do you avoid that deal where you're like, I'm really, really popular, but it's not turning into money? Like, how do you avoid that?
So back to our conversation earlier, frustration, Unfortunately, this is a life. It happens, We're just here to do the best what we can do, it's never guarantee that you invest in something, you will get the same amount of profit or the reward you want. What we can do is, bring the best equipment to the place or, show people how much we really care about fitness. As long as people, remember us and give us a chance or opportunity to try anything, collar or a pair of half-pound plates, we're happy. But we're not expecting any return. That's pretty much our strategy, Just write a name. If people ever give us a chance, we're gonna earn the business hardly. But if we don't get any return, it's okay. But like realistically, if we don't make any return for a long term, we cannot keep investing in more events. But the concept of investing or sponsoring some events is like try to promote fitness. If we're able to make more, obviously we're gonna spend more for our community. That's our goal. So it's very tough to predict if we're gonna make a profit or not through every single event. But we're always positive, It's okay now making profit return, but it's not okay that we're now showing up to some places or events that we should be there.
Okay.
It sounds like, now typical businessman like a mindset. Obviously, profit return is crucial, but for us, our philosophy is like, it's never guaranteed you're gonna get everything. It's like same as training. You do like eight reps squat today and the next week, same amount of weight or even more heavier. It's not guaranteed you're gonna make more result. So
right.
However,
that's process.
However, that's not an excuse for you to not doing it. It's just like a learning process, and it's the journey.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I will say that one of the things about doing the IPFs, like if you get it, like the combo rack, if you get it into one competition, you get a lot of people like gym owners who are like, well, I want to have the exact same thing they're going to be using at this competition. So then they go buy it because they're like, I want the same stuff I'll be using. So my athletes are used to it. There's that. So I think that is a potential benefit. Let's do Kevin's comment. He said, Will. I like how he says Will and then put a period like, hey, I want to get your attention. So Kevin is in Japan. He says, Will, I love your plates. Make a short sleeve stainless barbell compact for the Japanese market, and I'll be XMasters forever. So I feel like he just proposed marriage to you. I don't know if you're married, but I know Kevin's married. Kevin, is your wife watching this? Kevin, I don't know, man. This is a commitment.
Right. My wife might just text me now.
There you go. See, there you go. You call it home wrecker. Kevin, you're a home wrecker, man. Now, but so you get people suggesting stuff all the time. So especially in different markets, I would assume that because you've got the manufacturer in China, like you've connected to them, it's not like a company that started in America. And they're like, well, I got to figure out how to get it overseas. Does that make things easier for you to deal with something like Kevin's request?
Yeah, it's easier. However, just because we have experience to do business globally. So yeah, no matter where you're from, we can ship whatever you need to you, to your door. Yeah, as long as the price works for the logistics.
Well, here's the thing though, but I'm saying like, and so you know why Kevin's asking that, because the houses in Japan are small. Yes, so do you guys have something like that already, or would you have to create something like that?
We don't have it already, but we definitely can work on it. It's a very easy.
Okay. Look at that. And, so Kevin, we just gave you a solution, Kevin.
And also, we have a distributor in Japan. You can also always talk to our local distributor. So that way, we can collect more data. Once it's time, we can make that happen overnight.
All right. So Kevin has a YouTube channel. Can I put him in touch with you? Like connected to you guys?
Why not?
All right. Awesome. All right. Perfect. All right. So Kevin, I'll connect you with Will after the show is over. You might be going to bed already, but when you wake up, I'll have made the introduction. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Kenzie, what's up? Good morning, Kenzie. She said, sorry I'm late. I'll be definitely on the replay gang too. That's good because I have some questions that I asked. So I want to get your answers to those questions, Kenzie. Just put it in the comments and shout out to the entire replay gang. I love the replay gang. But you arrived at a good time. Kenzie is in Utah, so it's nice. Really early in the morning for her.
Or maybe like didn't even sleep yet.
No, yeah, that's true. I'm okay with that. Sleep is overrated. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Dustin Payne says XMaster is taking over bodybuilding. Also, Will is a great guy who I got to meet at Home Gym Con. And Anand says, "Morning, John. I came here for XMaster." Okay, that's fine. You want me to just leave and leave y'all alone, Anand? You want me to just leave so you and Will can just talk privately since I'm unnecessary? Is that what you're trying to tell me? No, I'm just kidding, man. Hey, I appreciate you being here, man. You see what's going on? Will coming here causing trouble. Let's do something. A couple of things as we start wrapping this up here. We got 15 more minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
You guys are committed to not copying designs from other companies. That's got to be tough, man, because there's so much that's already out there. But you do a How It's Made series on Instagram. Aren't you concerned with other companies copying you? Let's just start with the plates, the stainless steel plates alone. All right, I'm the one that says the things people are thinking. There's so many companies out there copying it.
Yes.
So are you not concerned about that?
No, not at all. We're the leading manufacturer, so we're here to solve two issues, lead time and the cost. If anyone who can do better than us, that's a problem with us. We're not doing our job. So we never, worry about anyone who's copying us or they're selling whatever. We're selling the most, we're promoting their business with our top sell products. I'm not worried about that. My concern is like if we're not doing our job, if everything is just so expensive, overpriced, or lead time isn't not great, and the product itself is not working at all, that's our concern. So the reason we're showing people the behind the scene of the manufacturing part is I want you to see how we really make it. It's made with our passion and the love. Everything is like pure. Like let's see the rubber, competition rubber plates. It's a pure natural virgin rubber. It's a good rubber. We don't mix it with any cheap rubber. Okay. And also the floor.
Oh, so it shows that why it costs what it costs.
Yeah.
You see the quality.
Yes.
Okay. I got you.
And also the floor, the rubber floor we're making. Our people, they're confident enough to put their hands down to make it without putting gloves or have their sleeves up. That's completely fine because we'll pick a good rubber. We try to tell people like everything we make, we really put effort to make it not only works well, but also something good quality. When we're talking about good quality, it's not only the durability, but also the quality itself. Kind of like the food. When you go to a restaurant, price can be very different. However, how you tell like food is fresh. For example, I talked to my friend, when you go to breakfast place, I like sunny side because for the eggs, people can tell right away if it's fresh or not. If it's a scramble, it's very tough.
Gotcha. See, that's why I go with scramble because it's harder to mess it up. I'm like, breakfast is very important to me. I don't want you screwing up my breakfast with your experiments back there in the kitchen.
Yep.
I think though, it's one of those things. I also say this too. It's kind of like so KRS-One, the rapper. He said, somebody asked him this one time, and he was like, I'm not concerned. So at the time that he came out in the late 80s, everybody was talking about, in the 80s, everybody was talking about, I'm the lead, I'm the king of rap, I'm the this or that. He said, well, I'm just here to teach all of you all how you should be doing it. Right? He said, I don't care if you copy me. So I want you to copy me because that way we elevate the standard. And that's like he's kind of like raise the standard. And that's kind of like how I see it too. It's kind of like, even what we do, I am actually very gratified when I look and I see that when I started this show, when I first started it, people told me that nobody would watch a live show for this long. Okay. And I said, all right, I don't believe you. You got to prove it. I think that they will watch it. And I think that, and nobody's going to want to comment on stuff. I was hearing this negative stuff, but now if you look around, there are people doing it, right? I don't get mad about that. I'm not saying, hey, man, you stealing my swag. No, I'm like, oh, no, I show you how to do it. Keep paying attention. I'm going to show you how to do something else, right? And so is that kind of like the attitude that you guys have? Because you got to kind of have like a little bit of like pride in your work. Like, I welcome challenges. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of competition. Okay.
Correct. We're not afraid. It's just like, when I was running my gym business, I was taught that our competitor is now different gym owners or different gyms. It's the McDonald's. That's the real competitor who's taking your customer away to a bad direction.
Okay.
Yep. So
I mean, you just my mind is like my competitor is not other gyms; it's McDonald's. Yes. Wow,
that's something we know.
Wow. Okay.
So our competitor is now from each different companies, I think that's really healthy. If someone who's doing better, will be like, wow, how can we make something like them? I want to be like them, instead of like some other business, they're taking our customer away, make them don't like fitness anymore, and do something bad to their body. Where, I think that's our competitors.
It's kind of like somebody can't steal your girlfriend if you're treating her well. You know what I mean? Or they can't steal your boyfriend if you really treat your relationship is healthy. They're not going to steal because it's healthy.
Yes.
So so Carp, we kind of answered that. So Carp is in and out because he's like going about his day. But his question is, I know you already addressed this, but if you can just give him a quick, are you ever going to add a closed ladder to the back of your benches?
We can if everyone requires that. However, I don't think it's necessary, because the bench itself is secure enough. The only thing I mentioned, that purpose might be only for the vertical storage. You don't want the bench to go everywhere. That's it. Yep.
Now, I will say that vertical storage, I told you at HFA, vertical storage, you remember me saying that, right?
Yes.
Vertical storage is a big deal in a home gym because we don't have space.
I know.
You a lot of times you have to put something up to take something down. So okay.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not a nag. I'm not a nag, Will. I'm just moving.
We're kind of like, we're kind of doing a favor to the real estate property business, try to convince people to buy a bigger house. Just kidding.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
Just kidding. No.
You know what? That's actually something I'm gonna talk to you about. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that because fitness real estate is a big deal now. And what that is, for people who don't know, it's basically you're putting stuff in like apartment buildings, like in the fitness center in an apartment building, the fitness center at a hotel. Are you guys looking at, because you'll see people like that at HFA as well. So is that a market that you want to get into to try to outfit hotels? Like this is a free plug for Home 2 Suites by Hilton. That's got the best hotel gym that my wife and I have ever seen. It's got like a laundry and everything else, and it's got dumbbells up to 70 pounds. We stay there as often as we can. They're not paying me to tell you that, but if anybody knows them, tell them I'm taking money. They can come to me. I'll do it. But are you guys trying to get into the hotel side of things to provide outfit fitness centers like that?
Yes. So lately, I got a lot of vendors from different teams or companies that they supply hotels or apartments. Yeah. Yes, we're working closely to get some projects done. However, like you mentioned, a lot of things actually it's not controlled by us. It's really controlled by the company itself who's building the gym. We're just like the company who's supplying. So if it possibly eventually, the hotel, they reach out to us directly. If we can build a gym for them, we're happy to build something nicer, like, something, not only safe, but also nice looking and also like, works. Because I know a lot of people travel very often now, including myself. When I go to a hotel gym, I only see one bench, whole bunch of treadmill there, and one set of a dumbbell rack from 5 pound to 50 pound. I'm kind of upset, but it's not.
What am I supposed to do with this?
If we can build a gym, we can make it better. And also, we have just like everything, floor, racks, benches, dumbbells, plates, everything, I think, for any type of a business, if they're looking to build a gym, with us or with our products, they will be happy because they're going to attract their customer back again.
Yeah, because it's nice. I just told you we picked the hotel because of the gym. And in fact, there's now, I don't know if you subscribe to athletech.com. It's got a newsletter and they put out a bunch of like fitness related news. But they said that there's actually like like on hotelfinder.com, one of the filters is what kind of gym does the hotel have? And so there's a lot of competition with hotels, obviously, to try to get their fitness center to look a certain way because they want people to feel like they've had an upscale experience, especially if they spend a lot of money on something like that. And I think, sir, especially your staying. Oh yeah.
Yep. We're happy to provide, but just waiting for the right moment.
Gotcha. All right, my man. I want to make sure that we don't, we don't let you get out of here without you telling people how they can find your stuff. Also, I know that you guys have an affiliate program. So go ahead, let everybody know how they can follow XMaster, follow everything you do. And also for JB and Kinsey, we actually talked about this problem with the XMaster thing, and they are fixing it. They're aware of it. They're trying to fix that problem. So you don't do any NSFW searches on the work computer or something. But yes, they are. So they are addressing that. So let everybody know how they can get in touch with you, follow you. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here right now, because this way y'all don't have to Google it. All you do is just click the QR code that's over my shoulder right now, and it'll take you directly to, I promise you this is safe. It's going to take you right to the XMaster link. I'm going to leave it up while you talk, but tell everybody how they can do that. And also let them know what your criteria are if somebody wants to become one of your affiliates.
Okay, so it's very easy to find us. Just go to Instagram and type in XMaster Fitness _official. That's our official account. And you'll find out a whole bunch of videos of our products and our people. And right from there, you can click the link and drive you to the website. Or, you can just go to Google search or anywhere, just type in xmasterfitness.com and it will just show up. And also, you can find us from YouTube as well. Just search XMaster Fitness. We have a great people who's representing our products. For example, John, we have a good friend from our state, Rhode Island, Brandon, and we have more people start, trying our stuff and sharing XMaster Fitness. So you can find us easily. Yep. And if you're looking to review or you want to be partner with us, you can directly submit contact information through our website or just DM us. Very simple. Or, you can tell John, hey, if you don't mind, make a connection, you can find us anywhere. Or, we're building a new showroom in Warwick, Rhode Island. It should be ready by the end of November. So we're building everything from our own products, so including the floor, the rack, bench, everything, And I'm happy to see everyone there. If you guys are looking to check everything before you make a big purchase, obviously I'm happy to show you around. And or if you're a YouTuber where you want to do some review, you don't need to purchase anything, just buy a flight ticket, fly to us, and just check everything there. We're gonna have everything there. You won't be surprised, and then possibly you can make some, good time there, and also you can meet your friends there, because we do have a lot of friends from East Coast.
Nice. Oh man, so that right there, you got my attention, because I love a good showroom. I like to show up there. That's actually. We talk offline, but I would like to come to your showroom and do this show from the showroom.
That would be cool.
Heck yeah. Okay. See, I like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, man, I really appreciate you being here. This was dope, man. I wish it hadn't taken this long. You're a busy dude, but I'm really glad that we were able to actually get this to happen.
Yes.
Like I tell everybody, please go. The link is right there. Just click on it. Go there. There's a newsletter. You can sign up for the newsletter. I signed up for the newsletter. You find out about sales, discounts, all kinds of other stuff, and it's super dope. So you guys will not be sorry if you go check out this stuff. You guys, what's the next trade show you're going to?
For the next one, we have HFA again, which
it'll be in San. Okay,
so is March San Diego. And
in San Diego. Okay,
I got an invitation from Arnold Classic, so I'm thinking about it. Arnold Expo,
okay.
So which is in March as well, since it's so close.
That'll be like the beginning, but it'll be the beginning. That's a quick round.
We're working on something. If it's a good time, we might go, just because we have a lot of friends. They're from different companies. They always go to Arnold, so they were telling me, it's a great place. We're gonna meet a lot of different people. Same as Olympia. HFA Home Gym Con. We'll try our best to show up everywhere, so that way we can meet friends from everywhere instead of just like one state or one city.
Gotcha.
And after that, be ready for Home Gym Con 2026.
Awesome.
I met Jake last week. I haven't talked to him so much, but we're ready for 2026. We have a new product line ready by that time. Everything.
Oh, shoot. Okay, look at that.
Bench. We might have some machines. We're gonna have some different dumbbells. We got different floor. Just like everything new. Be ready for 2026.
All right. Well, JB has already said if you guys go to the Arnold, he will attend. And the Arnold, Columbus is not super. Well, it's like 16 hours, but I've driven that to go to the Arnold so many times. It's cool. I just got to have a reason to go. That'll work, man. I really like that. So, like I said, man, I really appreciate you coming, spending some time with us, and I definitely got to get you back on the show.
Yes, sir.
Anytime you have anything that you want to date, you got like a new product or whatever, just like you did with the Plyo box, just hit me up, man. I'm happy. I'm not one of those dudes that's like, you got to pay me to, nah, I want to get the information now. So just hit me up. All right. I appreciate everything you do.
I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate everyone's time to have me, speak out for my company. And, hopefully one day you guys all can try XMaster Fitness gym equipment. Like I said, it doesn't matter. A half a pound pair of weights, or even a pair of collars, or even resistant band. Just try XMaster Fitness. It might change your mindset, or it might make your training better. Possibly. Oh, one more thing, because I remember you were asking me how about Black Friday this year.
Oh yeah.
So
glad you said
I want
that,
to be straightforward. We really lower our price, even tariff went up 85 or 100% this year. You guys probably noticed that our price haven't gone up at all, and some of the products decreasing its price, and they stay the same as before we provided free shipping. And we try our best to do 72 hours of shipping. So if you place an order today, we'll try our best to have everything shipped before next Wednesday or Tuesday. So most likely, if you order a plate or something, reasonable, not too heavy, you're going to receive it within 48 hours. Let's see, if we ship everything today, you should receive it by next Wednesday.
Nice.
Yep. So for Black Friday, we'll try to throw some reasonable sales, but just because our margin is super low, it's not going to be a lot of room, but we'll still try to appreciate everyone, especially as a holiday season. We'll try to, do something reasonable. Let's see, we're going to do some probably combo deal, whatever. If you purchase, a bench, a bar, whatever, we can save you some from shipping costs. Even though we're providing free shipping, but we're paying that. So if you can help us to save a little bit shipping costs, we can help you to save a little bit from the gym equipment. So I think that's the kind of deal we're gonna do, and also we're gonna start that by November. So no rush hours. I don't like people, get their head into the website and early AM try to get one piece of equipment just because they try to save $50. We're trying to start in November, so you can have a month or 2 months to pick whatever you need.
Awesome. Well, my man, like I said, man, that's good info. And just send me those links whenever they're available, and I'll throw them on the channel and everything. Okay.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
It's a way too early.
Now you got to get in the live chat and watch Mike, because Mike's backstage from Anchor. Yeah. They got a new product we're going to talk about. Stay backstage and check it out. Jump in the live chat, man. And then also, if people have other questions, they can talk to you.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we just came back from Vegas. That's why I'm way too early.
I understand.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. I like the energy. Like you said, you don't need a coffee anymore. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for my training, my work. I got a ton of weights behind me. Maybe we're gonna smash around.
There you go. That's what I'm here for. Mission accomplished. I'll talk to you later.
Yep. All right. Take care. Take care, guys.
All right, that was my guy Will Wu from XMaster, making his debut on Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. We're gonna keep that same energy going because we got yet another awesome guest. This is his second time on the show. But first, I gotta say shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. If you just joined our show, we were wrapping up a very good segment, a great segment with Will Wu, CEO of XMaster, and we're about to roll into our final segment of the day. My next guest is Mike Carlson from Anchor. Mike's joining us. He's going to answer any and all questions about the ANCOREX, which was announced yesterday. So I posted a link to the announcement video in my community post yesterday. So if you guys were checking out my community post, you saw the link and you were able to watch the video for yourself. If not, I've got it in the video description on LinkedIn and on YouTube, so you can check it out if you haven't seen it after the show. But right now, let's go ahead and welcome Mike back to the show. Mike, thank you once again for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life, my man.
Great. It's great to be here. I'm back.
I gotta play my theme. Dun 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 dun. Play Mike's theme.
This is great.
I need to play the one where it's Final Boss. I got another one. It's like the final. Like, let that be. You want that? Let that be your intro.
Hit me with that.
You the Final Boss.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yes.
I feel like that could be appropriate. I know at HQ we've had X Go and Give It To You by DMX.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Playing on repeat. I know there's royalties around that. We're not going to worry about that. But
there's a way around that. There's a way around
it. There's a way around it.
We might work.
I'm glad to be here.
Yo, man, I'm glad to have you here. So let's see here. Luke's Garage Gym already said there's a couple studs on the screen.
Man.
So you must have 2 people in on screen with you.
I got my cat off screen. I don't know about her, but maybe she's a stud.
There you go. There you go. Let's see. So now I will tell you, Paired and Powered Up threatened to heckle you. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but they start out nice. They start out being nice. They say, hello, Mike. Kinsey says, Mike, hello. And
this is awesome.
Like, I'm telling you, man, this has nothing to do with anything else that we're going to be talking about. But I just want to reiterate for everyone who's watching, especially people on LinkedIn, this is probably not the sort of content you used to seeing on LinkedIn, because people on LinkedIn are usually very serious and stoic. And quite frankly, it's boring. But what I'm going to say is when you love what you do and you love sharing information with people, and I love being a conduit to help brands like you be able to get in front of the people who love their products or who might love their products, this like charges me up, and I literally look forward to doing this every single week. By amazing. Thursday night, my alarm goes off at 4. I'm usually awake already because I cannot wait to get up. Now after the show, I pass out. I'm just gonna tell you right now. All right, but before the show, I am fired up about this. I could come in here with nothing but spring water in my cup, and I'm still going to be this fired up because I love doing this stuff. And there's 2289 watching right now. I know are going to love checking out this stuff with you. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Let's do it, man. So first of all, what's been the response to the Anchor? And I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull up the you want me to pull up, I'll turn the sound off, but do you want me to pull up the demo video?
Yeah, pull up the demo video. We've got a ton of things on there. I know we have a group training video that can kind of give you some highlights too. Pull up whatever. We've got a lot of really great kind of resources on the ANCOREX. So I'm excited to talk about it. All
right, so let me go ahead. I'll pull this up right here. This is the ANCOREX video. All right, and we'll go with the demo right there.
Nice.
I'm going to pause this right there. Well, while I'm doing that, what's been the response to it so far? It's been 24 hours since you guys announced it.
24 hours. This time yesterday, I think I was on cup of coffee number 6 or 7. I lost count. I was up at 5 a.m. I was making, I woke up ahead of my alarm at 4:15 yesterday morning. Had to get the website ready. It was like Christmas morning. But I would say, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. It really has. We've had folks from the home gym community, folks from the pro sports and the high performance community, and folks from the group training facility community, really kind of all of the groups that we love to work with, folks from the PT community. Everyone has reached out. I got a ton of texts yesterday saying wow, this is so cool. This is amazing.
I saw somebody say I'll order 10 right now just off the video.
I saw that one too. My good buddy Jeff Lavecchio, who I was at his facility in June this year, June or July. Yeah. It's all it was right before Home Gym Con, so it was June. And so, it's just been super positive. It's been super positive, and I got to give a quick shout out to our whole team. From our production guys who have totally restructured our production process to get this thing built. Because again, we're doing all the assembly in-house. That's not changing. To our engineers who built a completely brand new novel mechanism from the ground up. This is something that is patented. It's a beautiful mechanism. To our sales guys who have been on the phones yesterday, talking to everybody, to just the whole group. The whole group from top to bottom, our ops team. It does take a village, and I think yesterday we all just were thrilled this was finally out in the open. And I'm wicked proud of the group that we have. We have a great video editor who put together all these videos. I have someone on my team who's a new member of the team. She's put together all the social posts. It's really been a top to bottom effort, from engineering to production to marketing to sales to operations. And yesterday I think we were all just I cannot tell you how much coffee was consumed in the coffee machine yesterday, because it was so much, but it was great.
And that actually, it kind of goes with the comment from Paired and Powered Up. It said Anchor products are gold, but the people are diamonds. and that's awesome.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Thank you. They're awesome.
Did you guys,
I
right?
love Jeff and Perrin. Yeah, they visited us.
Okay, I thought they did. Yeah,
we had a ton of fun.
I'm gonna have them on the show hopefully next month, and that's gonna be one of the things we talk about. So
yeah,
definitely want to tune in for
They're
that.
Awesome people.
So oh, and okay, I don't want to forget this because I don't know how late Kevin's gonna. I don't know how late Kevin's gonna stay up. He's in Japan.
I gotta say hi to Kevin.
So you see the comment. He wants to know about the wedding and the honeymoon and stuff. He says, "I'm not sure if Mike's gonna want to come see you on his honeymoon." But
Kevin, I just might. We're still looking at honeymoon locations. So you know what? I will submit it to the committee. I can tell you that the honeymoon committee here.
Okay.
And I will keep you posted. But if we're going to Japan, 100%, I'm going to go visit Kevin. 100%. Like I got to get a workout in at his gym. It's like legendary.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, you know, like we've been married. I've been married for over 20 years, and I just want to say that the honeymoon is not typically the time where you plan to go see other dudes on the honeymoon. But you know,
it's not. But we can make an exception.
Figure it out.
We can make an exception for Kevin. Like I said, it's with the committee now.
I got you. Okay, I got you. All right. So now that we talked about that, we're seeing this product on screen here, and I think there's actually a way that I can make this whole thing a little bit bigger. Put it in theory mode. There we go.
There we go.
We embiggen it, right? In fact, I'll start it over.
I love it.
Just let that go. What has been, the feedback, the response has been positive. What's been the thing that people have been like, oh, that's really cool that you guys did that?
Yeah, I would say it's the dial. That's in the research and development process.
Dial?
It's the dial. It really is. And it's one of those things where, like, we've been testing this, for the last 9 months. We've tested it in a ton of different environments, from, again, you're working with NFL guys to you're doing PT to you're doing group training. Like we've tested it in a whole bunch of different environments. In every chance I get, I ask someone, I said, if you have to tell one person about this, if you have to tell someone
the planetary dial right there, right?
That's it right there. Yeah. I say, what's the one thing you're going to tell people? And it's the dial. It's really, again, part of kind of the revolutionary technology in there, but to be able just to turn your wrist and change the resistance, there's none of the plates. It really is designed as something to where, like, you can see this at a gym. I could go down the street to a Planet Fitness or a Crunch Fitness or my local gym, and I could see this in there, and I would intuit pretty quickly how to use this. Just turn the dial and start training. So that's the one thing everyone just loves. Plus, I have to say, it is very satisfying to turn it. It does feel good too. Nice.
So just brass tacks, when can we expect the first units to start shipping out?
Yeah, so they'll be shipping out in the next 3 to 4 weeks. We're basically right now we're building everything. We're doing the production on everything. And so, units will be out in the next 3 to 4 weeks. That's our plan. And we're super excited. We're so excited for people to get their hands on them. It's just the best resistance experience, I think, on the planet. It is so buttery smooth. And I think a lot of folks are just going to love this as a really nice cornerstone piece in their gym.
What I was doing right now is seeing if there were timestamps, because I wanted to skip to that part, but I'll just ask you about it. Because the thing that I liked, since I obviously haven't seen it in person, my thing that jumped out to me was the friction grip mount.
Yes.
And the reason I like that is because it ignores the whole side. For people who haven't watched it, it's like the name says, it's friction. So you can mount it on any power rack, regardless of whether it's 5/8 or 1-inch holes or whatever. Or what is it? The ATX, the 3/4 holes.
Yep.
Whether it's that, in fact, that's it right there. I think. Yeah,
yes, there it is.
It just clamps down and it stays secure. Question I have is this only, will it fit any size upright? So 3x3, 2x2, or is there a limit?
So right now with the initial launch, it's going to be 3x3. But we're going to be building out the mount suite for this. In a massive way. We've got more mounts coming, and we certainly have more mounts to develop. But we really we certainly are not limiting ourselves to saying, like, well, if you don't have a 3x3 rack, you're out of luck. Sorry, no ANCOREX. We also have, the QD mount, which uses our patented knobs on the rack mount, puts that to use. So that gets along with some of that a little bit. We also have our stationary mount too. But when it comes to the gliding mount, like, we plan on developing that for, you know, as many racks as we possibly can. I mean, it is such a beautiful, elegant piece. And there you go. You can see you're moving it to the other mount there. So we have mount options if you don't have a 3x3 rack, certainly. But yeah, we want to have the gliding mount be able to be on as many racks in the world, because it is a beautiful piece. And that friction mechanism is just insane amounts of cool, we think.
Does it have to be a cube? A rectangle, you know what I'm talking about? Like or can it be round? So like basically, if I'm at the park,
yes,
nobody's on the basketball court and I want to work out, can I put it on a basketball court at the park?
You know what? I think you're the first person to ask us that.
That's what I do.
I love it. I love it. That's why I come on, is for these great questions. I would probably tell you no, but that would be something we'd have to do a little further testing on to see.
You haven't watched enough Darkwing Duck.
No, we don't. But no, it's I think, you know what, we're going to develop we want the ANCOREX to be as mountable as possible. And again, they're seeing the QD mount there. But right now, to get things out the gate, we've got, you know, 3 really good mounts, but yeah, we're not stopping at 3 really good mounts. I mean, that's just not our thing, one iota.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it is. So the Darkwing Duck thing, for those of you who are too young to know what that means, his catchphrase was "Let's get dangerous." So what I'm saying is like, but I think this still has a lot of versatility, because I'm literally thinking, I'm like, okay, well, this could go on a fence post. If the fence post is the right dimensions, because it's friction. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you're not limited. And the reason I say it is because I know people who built their power rack.
Yep.
Right? They build the power rack, and if you build your power rack, you're unlikely to have a cable crossover in that type of gym. This could be the thing that you get in there, because it is like one of the things I champion about the Anchor line of products is it's actually surprisingly low tech. There's no battery, battery. And in fact, bringing up Kevin, he is the one that's responsible for starting the debate about it's like it would only, he said basically, if you had an Anchor, Anchor owners are the only ones who would still be able to work out after the second week of being stranded on a deserted island.
That is
because there's no battery. Because there's no battery, and I was like, that's really what we're going with. Yeah, and he said, but I was like, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah. So now this is about the ANCOREX thing. So I'm going to run this and let this play as well, because it kind of shows some of the testing stuff that you did. You said that you guys tested this thing for 9 months, but I noticed that, I think Isaac said it in this video that we're watching right now, where he said that you guys are testing products actually 24/7, 365. Like there's like you have them on a machine and it's just running nonstop.
Yes, we do.
That's just insane. So basically, right now there's a machine that's testing the I don't know, the retraction rate of the cord or something like that.
Yep. Yeah. So when I say I'll backtrack. So when I say we test for 9 months, the last 9 months, that was in like a live gym setting. So that's like us testing products, like saying, hey, give this a try, give that a try. The development life cycle of this product has been 3 years. And we started from a totally blank slate of like, can we build, you know what, the most durable commercial grade compact cable machine ever in existence? Can we build it? And our engineers, super brilliant, 10 times smarter than me, they went down a couple different paths. They said, let's try this technology. Let's try this technology. Let's try this technology. And then they landed on one of like, hey, we think this is going to be the gangbusters application of this. And then from there, we do a lot of the testing of the mechanism of like, okay, what's durable, what's not durable. We test parts. We try to see, okay, what's going to work. And then kind of between that and then in the background of all of that, we have our testing fixtures. And that's by a gentleman at our HQ. His name is Jared. I'll give him a shout out. He's a big Eagles fan, so I know he's kind of suffering right now, big Philadelphia sports fan, and they haven't been in a good spot recently. So I want to show him a little love.
I'm not showing him any love, okay? I'm a Commanders fan. The heck with the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? That's our rival.
Okay, so maybe
cry, Eagles, cry.
Wrong show.
Yeah, cry, Eagles, cry.
I love it. But but he runs the testing fixtures, and these are testing fixtures that we built in house, so they're not anything that you could go get off the shelf. They're all custom built, and they're testing everything from the rope to the dial to like, I mean, I think Nathaniel said it in this video. We said, how many different things can you test? And his response to us was, how much room do you have on your memory card? We test everything in the fixtures run 24/7. When I'm at HQ and like I get in at like, 6:37-ish, 7:15-ish with Nathaniel, like you can hear the testers running when we get in, and then you can hear them running when we leave. So like they are on 24/7, and we put a ton of thought into this product. We put a ton of thought into every product. And the testers are just like, they're one part of that, but they're one very important part of that.
Nice. So we're watching as Isaac is putting this on and taking it off. I have I don't remember the power rack I had for a chunk of time from 2008 until about 2016, 2017 was an old rack that it wasn't modular. Like the old power racks were just like all welded together. And if I wanted to do some sort of functional trainer attachment on there, I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
Because like something like a bully glider or something, I couldn't do that because there's no way to get it on, because it's not I'd have to cut the rack to be able to get it on there. Is the ANCOREX something that you could mount on even a rack like that? So like it goes on like this instead of having to come down from the top?
Yeah. So when you assemble the gliding mount, you just remove 2 of the rollers, and then you just like put it onto the rack like that, and then you bolt the rollers across, and it's on. So you don't need to, and that's with all the mounts. That's with the stationary, the QD, the gliding. With all of those, there's no need to like
wrap it around and clamp it down.
Exactly. You don't have to slide it down, and then it becomes not fun. So we wanted to make it again just as easy as possible. And I appreciate you saying that our products are super easy to use. That's music to our ears, because that's the goal of this is we want to create something that is so just easy. It takes 2 seconds.
I mean, I was skeptical. I mean, I'm sure you saw my face when I got to Home Gym Con. I was like, okay, whatever. But you convinced me. I was like, oh, okay. And then I started seeing possibilities like what I just said.
Yeah.
Would you guys have an idea what the price point is going to be for this?
So the price point for the entry level price point for it is going to be $13.99. And then you can add a QD mount or the gliding mount for more on top of that. And we see this as it really is an investment piece. It's a cornerstone piece in your gym.
Right.
It's designed for commercial grade, high grade environments. The body of it has a 5-year warranty. The moving parts have a 2-year warranty. You can service the cable right from home. It's wicked easy to do that. So we see this as a piece where it's like, man, this is a durable piece. I think one of my favorite things our engineers told us about this was like, if you have this in your gym and then you dig it up 10, 20 years later, you can restore this thing like a classic car. Like it's just a mechanism that is not going to, be something that like it totally, just loses on you. Like you can get this thing rebuilt and get this thing going, at 10, 20 years down the line. And that's how we see this product, as just like a tremendous investment.
Tell me this, man, because I do. So Luke agrees with me about the rack mount. He said the rack mount was slick too. It's easy to adjust on your upright, and it locks out seamlessly. So that's
Thank you, Luke. Good to see you.
Hey, so my thing though is how do you respond to people who might say at that price point? Because I would want, potentially, let's say I'm gonna do cable crossovers. Okay, I'm gonna need 2, right? Yep. So how do you respond to somebody who said, "Look, just get a functional trainer"?
Yeah, I would say, I understand that. I would think for this, I would go back to the durability. I mean, you're really getting something that is built to withstand a lot of punishment. And we've punished it to get it to market and to get it out in a good spot. And there again, you're seeing Nathaniel right there. I would tell people that like, this is something that is, it's really designed to be used for a long time. And this is going to give you something super easy, super intuitive. You're going to be able to move it fast. You're going to be able to move it slow, do kind of all the things you are on our products. And you're going to get it in a form factor that is wicked small and is just wicked durable on top of all of that. So that would be my thing is, this is something that, like I said, we see this not only just going into home gyms. It's a great piece for that, but like we really built this to be like a piece that like you could find at a big box gym or you could find at a group training class. Because it is just one of those things where like you can step right up and just absolutely get training on this thing and do it in 2 seconds and you're gonna have a great workout.
Now I'm gonna also kind of give you guys, I'm gonna also respond to that because this is one of the things I say back to people who say that, in that with a functional trainer, one of the things that, and one of the reasons we don't have one that's rack mounted is because it's in the way when I need to use a rack for something besides a functional trainer workout, right?
Yep.
And with this, I could take it off.
Yep.
When it's instead of having to like, okay, well, maybe I just stick it all the way up here at the top, or maybe I'll put it all the way at the bottom or whatever,
Yep.
right? I just take it off.
Yep.
Additionally, you're going to be hard pressed to take your functional trainer attachment with you when you go to the beach or something like that. Whereas this, you could literally take it off. Kevin actually did a video with his, not with the ANCOREX, but he did a video where he was outside. That's why I asked you what I asked you about being able to mount to different shapes.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm just watching Kevin mounting it to random stuff outside his house, right? On the street outside his house. And I think he took it to a park as well. But that's something that I think is also underrated. Like you can take it. We were talking about hotel gyms before you came on.
100%.
And it's like, you can't trust every hotel to have a gym that's
nope.
That works for your needs. And you can't always trust, if your schedule is very busy, you're traveling for work. Now you got to find a gym that's not in the hotel. Like, what are we going to do? Yep. You could literally, from what I can tell, this is something you could figure out a way to mount in your hotel room and just work out in there. So I really like that aspect of it.
Thank you.
So Dustin said, I was just talking to Ashley last night about how gym equipment needs to be time efficient. You can't have a piece of equipment taking 30 to 45 minutes to set up because that's a large portion of your workout.
Amen, Dustin.
Yeah, I like put it on, take it down. It's got to be fast. I don't get into those elaborate setups that people like to do to just show, hey, this cool thing I did on Instagram. I don't get into that because I don't have time.
No, and I will say with the gliding mount, and I will put my hand up, I am not a very handy person. I'm a work in progress on that kind of stuff. But even for me, and that's why we do test some things when we have to set it up. It's like, okay, give it to Mike, because we all know Mike in marketing is not the best with a wrench.
That's
our lowest common denominator. But even with the gliding mount, I'm able to get that set up in less than 10 minutes.
Nice.
It takes, and once you have it set up, it's easy to go. And then with the other two mounts, stationary and the QD, it's seconds. So like this is, we don't want anyone, and I agree with Dustin, like the worst thing in the world is like, cool, I set up for 30 minutes. Now I only have 30 minutes to really get an essential kind of break in my day, to break a sweat and just kind of get the therapy that is weightlifting.
Nice. And in fact, there's Kevin right there. Kevin's staying up late. Look at Kevin. He said, speaking of taking outside, the Anchor is going with me tomorrow on a trip with the family and my in-laws. That's right. He did it on his parents' porch.
He did. I loved it.
I saw that. That's right. See, Kevin, I watch your videos. And he says, he said he's taking it to his trip with the in-laws this time, not his parents, so his wife's parents. He said, I'm going to have them. I'm going to try to have them try it out just for their joint health. So stay tuned, dude. Share the link when you do that video. Share the link so we can do that. Because I'll definitely share it as well.
I love it. Kevin's the man.
And then he said, but to agree with what I was saying, he said, I imagine if I had any other functional trainer, that wouldn't be able to happen because I couldn't take it with me. And that's 100%. Let's see. Rob, what's up, Rob? He said, good morning, everybody. He said, I could definitely see this at a Planet Fitness or a similar chain. So people sleep on this, when they look at your product. And I know we mentioned it last time, but your stuff gets used. Like I saw Mike Boyle was like, and for people who don't know, Mike Boyle is like one of the OG coaches. Yeah. He's got pro hockey players that he coaches and whatnot. He's like high level. Okay. I would say Charles Poliquin level as a trainer. All right. And he's a fan of your product. So talk about some of the facilities that you guys are going to be putting this in.
Yes. So obviously MBSC. Actually, I was at MBSC a couple weeks ago. I got my level 1 CFSC.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So I figured after all of these years, I might as well just take the leap and do it on my own. And those guys were great, and we love that. And so MBSC, that's certainly going to be a spot where you're going to see these on their racks. We tested it with their athletes. One of the athletes was, I think she's the best women's lacrosse player on the planet. And she's like, yeah, this thing is gangbusters. This is awesome. We had a bunch of hockey players testing it. We actually had an install. If you checked our Instagram stories yesterday, Isaac and Nathaniel went out to Cressy Sports Performance, which if you don't know anything about Cressy Sports Performance, Eric Cressy. And they did and we'll have more on it on our social over the coming days and into next week. We did a custom install for them. And they put together our Nathaniel and the engineers put together this beautiful upright system that is bolted into the ground for their new facility. I mean, it just looks perfect. And Cressy trains, I think, every all the
everybody
best baseball players on the
baseball.
planet. And he's with the Yankees, so you're going to see it there. You're going to see it at a lot of these facilities that just train, at high level pro athletes. And that has kind of been our bread and butter. I know the PGA Tour, when we had talked to them, we have the anchors on their trailers. I could certainly see these going on those trailers as well. But you're going to see this just all over these high performance facilities because the athletes love it. And for the trainers and the coaches working with them, they can just have them turn that knob and then they can just get working in 2 seconds.
So what I just said, it's crazy because I remember. So I let it lapse, but I used to have my CSCS, and so
Okay.
I was always checking out stuff in the NSCA, this Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, checking out all this stuff, and I was reading articles by people like Nick Tomanello, Eric Cressy, Mike Boyle, and all. Just trying to, because I was coaching at a facility for the city of Chattanooga. Yeah. And so it's crazy when you're naming these people. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's because Eric Cressy is what I just said about Mike Boyle. Eric Cressy is like that for baseball players. So this is like for people who are watching this is not just like your average. I don't know. I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm saying this isn't just like your average home gym reviewer saying, oh, this is a good product. These are people whose livelihood depends on keeping world-class athletes healthy and strong and ready for the season. So that I love that, but then I also love the fact that it's not one of those products where you're like, oh, that's great for, I don't know, LeBron James, but for me, it's a little bit too much. I love that it's got that versatility. You know what I mean? It's good for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I know when we were at MBSC a couple weeks ago, like they talk about, when we were doing the level 1 cert, they're like, man, like we need to train people all the way from like the top, 0.11% of athletes to like someone who's like 80 years old and is like just trying to move a muscle and pick up their grandkids. And that is where we see kind of the beauty of this product and the Ancore Pro is like, yes, if you are getting paid millions of dollars to perform at your best, this is awesome. But if you're also like, hey, I'm just trying to get started weightlifting, this is awesome as well. It's a great fit at both ends of the spectrum.
Sweet. Dustin said, Mike, exactly. And I would say most people who work out at home are prioritizing time. 100%. Or else I'd be driving to somewhere to work out, to rent space on their treadmill, rent space on their benches. JB says Ancore is 1,000 times more versatile than the cable stack.
He's the best.
I use it. So there we go. He's tested the round object, or not round, but the cylindrical object. He said I use it hooked to my kid's trampoline.
I love that.
And
I love that. I saw that video.
I love it. It's nice to have cables outside. All right, Lucas is about to go teach America's youth. He says super pumped for you, Mike, and the team. My dude John, keep killing it too. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. He says later.
Have a great day, Luke.
Hey, we'll catch you in the replay. We'll catch you in the replay, gang, Luke.
Yes.
Talk to you later, man. Jonathan said, ANCOREX, let's go. I've been pumped for this release since Home Gym Con. Hey, it's a lot. It's a lot that you get Jonathan to check back in because normally he's working by now. There you go.
He's the man. We had him at RHQ too. And like I said, he had he had so much fun. We had so much fun showing him around. Same with Jeff and Parent at Parent and Power Up. We love showing folks around HQ. And it's also an excuse. We get to buy a little local lunch, have some fun, and it's a blast.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Michael Brantley, so the Navy has arrived. He said, I don't need one, but I'd get one.
I love that. He's the man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, that's good.
And then Kinsey, who also trains clients, as you know,
says
the Ancore Pro has literally been rehabbing my 76-year-old client's shoulder after surgery. He loves the Ancore. We got to get videos.
Thank you.
Got to have videos.
Kinsey's
gotta
awesome.
have videos. Yeah, that's one of the things that I love about this show too, because you're getting a cross section of different levels of users, a lot of different use cases, and I just think it's a cool way to get. So I like for the people to find out about the product, but then I like you guys, the brand, to hear what people are saying about your product. I see that look on your face, like, oh man, that's awesome. You know what I mean? So I think it's so cool. You guys keep on. If you guys have any questions, I know we're getting comments, but if you guys have any questions about the ANCOREX, throw them in the chat and we'll go ahead and ask them. We got Mike for about another 30 minutes. So don't take advantage of this opportunity.
Take advantage. I love it. But no. Did we get one?
Yeah, Kinsey said she asked if she could film his client, and he said, "You got to warn me so I can comb my hair." And I mean,
that's great.
His fans deserve it. Of course.
I love it. I have the same reaction whenever people ask me to film me at HQ. I'm like, you gotta give me a little head start. I gotta shave. I do
shave. I do have to shave. I shave every morning for the show.
Yep.
So let me say this. Granted, you guys weren't starting with like a complete blank slate, like you were when you first developed the Anchor.
Yep.
But so you've kind of like, okay, we know what it's supposed to look like when we're done.
Mm-hmm.
What kinds of problems did you have to solve over this 3 years of making this thing?
I would say the first one, and it's probably the most important, is the feel. The experience. Nothing kills a workout like you go up to your cable machine and it's clunky, it jumps, it just feels terrible. And so the feel for us is like, can we make something even smoother? That was super important. And then I would say the next thing was durability. Like I said, we really wanted to, with this, make something that was just significantly durable than anything out there. And so those were kind of the two things. And obviously when we talk about the feel of it, that comes down to the resistance mechanism. And with the resistance mechanism, like I said, we tested a whole bunch of different things and then developed this new novel technology that we really see as an amazing platform for resistance training in general. And so those are the two things that we're continually just trying to balance of how can we make it more durable? How can we make it even smoother? And then the final thing was getting rid of the plates. We wanted to make a system where you can see this out in the wild and you would know how to use it just intuitively. And so those three things were the big key factors. Obviously, we want to keep it compact. We want to stay true to all of that stuff. But really, at the end of the day, we're like, how can we get rid of the plates, make it buttery smooth, and then make it super durable? And our engineers achieved all of those things and more in spades. They just did. And what the mechanism on the inside is, I know I talk about it a lot, but it's when you have someone sit down and explain it to you, it's one of those things where you see it and you're like, oh my God, like that's brilliant. Like it totally makes sense. And it's just something we're so proud of. We're so proud of it. And we really see this as pushing the state of the art forward when it comes to cable training and cable machines. And I could gush about it all day, but I think
that's why you're here. Go ahead.
That's why I'm here. We're a product and we're an R&D company at the end of the day. Right. We're not a marketing company. This isn't, all of us, just sitting around a computer, it's slinging Facebook ads. Like we are a product and R&D company at the end of the day. And that is something that we are going to just build our business on, and innovation is important. And the engineers really cooked with this. I will say that to use Gen Z vernacular, I would say they cooked big time here.
All right. So I will do a little bit of marketing for you guys. So what I just did is now the ANCOREX is not among this. But if you guys are interested in trying any of the Ancore products, I just added the Ancore Pro Home Bundle. Yep. So just there's a shopping button. I have no idea which side. I can never tell which side of the screen it's on, but there's a shopping button on YouTube. If you click that shopping button, you'll see a way to purchase the Ancore Pro, ANCOREX. The Ancore Pro or the Ancore Pro Home Bundle through your distributor at living.fit.
Yep.
The channel will get some benefit if you purchase through the shopping button.
I love it.
Just let you guys know that. But you guys can go ahead and do that. Or if you like to just go straight to the source, I'm going to put this QR code up here and leave it up for a little bit. So if you do this, you can go check out Anchor. The QR code is right there. Go check that out, and you'll be able to shop directly on the Anchor website. So I'll leave it up for a little while longer, even while we're talking. So you guys can just do that. And additionally, hey, that's what I'm here for, man. I told you I'm a conduit.
I love it.
And then the link is also in the video description, so you guys can go check out Anchor in different places. Then we'll get Mike to give you guys that stuff at the end as well.
Totally.
I see you had 2 more comments jump in, so let's go ahead and check those out. So Jeff and Perrin, I'm not sure which one says, I've been using an Anchor in my shoulder surgery recovery as well. I love the smooth, incremental way to make the gains.
Yep.
I like that. And I also, when I used the Anchor version that you guys had at Home Gym Con, I used it, I threw I don't remember if it's a jab or a cross, but one of the things is like, because of how it's designed, you can change the resistance. You can work speed or you can work power with it, right?
Yep.
And so that's something, you know, I can't take my heavy bag with me to the hotel room, but I can still continue to work and just do like some simple drills or whatever if I wanted to continue getting better using that. And that smooth, the minor incremental resistance changes are a big part of that. I like that. JB said, I had a friend ask me what would happen if you try to load a 65-pound Pro to hit the 80-pound capacity of the X. Didn't have any answer other than thinking just get the X.
I mean, I go ahead.
So I'm trying to unpack that question in my, I guess not in my head, it's out loud. So basically, if you have actually, this is something I was curious about. So if you already got the Ancore Pro, the X is out now, and you're like, well, I don't want to like go spend all this money on another unit when I already have this one.
Yep.
Obviously, he's like, you know, don't just go load it up to try to hit 80 pounds because I don't think that it might void your warranty. What I'm going to say is, what's your answer to people who already have the Ancore Pro and now the X is out and like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah, so I would say two things. So first of all, obviously, I cannot recommend going over the stated, you know, maximum resistance on there. Safety, I'm a Paul Blart, safety never takes a holiday kind of guy. We got to be safe when we're working.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Paul Blart Mall Cop. It's one of my favorite movies, but yeah, safety never takes a holiday. We got to make sure we're being safe. What I would tell folks is, if you are interested in the ANCOREX, we are working on a trade-in program. So give us a call. Shoot us an email. Happy to work with you on some sort of a trade-in and upgrade program. We can certainly do that. But I would also say, like, the Ancore Pro is not going anywhere either. So it's not. The ANCOREX, we think it's wonderful. It is wonderful. We're super excited about it. But if you're like, hey, I really love my Ancore Pro, like, I'm worried now that these guys are going to get rid of the Ancore Pro and just go all in on the ANCOREX, I would tell you, don't worry about that. Like, the Ancore Pro it's, you know what, it's a cornerstone piece of our company. It's won awards. It's super important. So the Ancore Pro is not going anywhere. I think when we talk about the kind of introduction of the ANCOREX relative to the Ancore Pro, a lot of people see it as like, this is iPhone 16 to iPhone 17, when really, like, we see it as like iPhone is the Ancore Pro, iPad is the ANCOREX. This is an extension of the technology, and this is really the start of a brand new product line for us. So if you love your Ancore Pro, you do not need to worry about like, oh my gosh, is this thing going to be extinct by the end of the year? It's not going to be extinct. I love the Ancore Pro. I have one in my car that I carry with me all the time. Like, it's not going anywhere. You know, but if you do want to upgrade to the X, we're going to be working on a trade-in program. Shoot us an email, give us a call. Like, we're happy to work with you on that. We're going to figure that out. I'm not worried about that one iota.
So looks like you might have lost a potential customer. Carlos said, I was almost invested until I heard his favorite movie.
No.
He's kidding. So Carlos reviews movies and does tech reviews and stuff. Okay. So he's actually, Carlos, I think you need one of these just because he's got an apartment gym.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I think he'd be a good fit for it.
I will say this, Carlos, Paul Blart, it's one of my favorite movies. If I had to give you my absolute favorite,
we're walking it back.
I'm gonna walk it back a little bit. It's one of my favorite movies. But I have to say, if there's one movie I'd love to put on endlessly, it is The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. It's an old school pick, but I love it. It is like a roller coaster ride. So maybe I redeem myself with Carlos. Maybe I put myself in a bigger hole. I don't know. But I will say Paul Blart is still great too. It is. It
is a good movie. I like Paul. You saw I recognized it right away. Paul Blart Mall Cop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Parrot Powered Up said you launched a data plate for the Pro to help track data. Will you have something like that for the X?
It's certainly on a roadmap for us. We want to, provide, really interesting data solutions across all the products. The data plate, I think it's been super well received. And we've got some really, really cool things kind of cooking with the data plate. Yes, we do want to launch something for the X. A timeline for that, I couldn't tell you. We've got a lot of things on our plate with expanding the mounts, with expanding a whole lot of different things. But again, the data plate is wonderful. If you're looking to get the Ancore Pro and the data plate, you can get that under $1,000. And now you have this like full smart cable training platform where you can see all of your metrics right there in real time. Super easy to use. And I know for especially a lot of our high performance folks, it's very quickly become a hit.
Right. So I'm gonna say, looks like you got him back. Because Carlos said I was thinking the same thing as far as it being good for his setup. He's got a small apartment. Okay, there. Yeah, you're right. You can't judge him. He says, "You and your Jack Burton fans said my favorite is Big Trouble in Little China. I can't judge you." Hey, Jack Burton says you need an ANCOREX. So going back to the data plate question though, because now I'm thinking, okay, so if you got an Ancore Pro, you got a data plate that's kind of calibrated for the Ancore Pro, right?
Yes.
So you get an ANCOREX, you trade in your Ancore Pro, get an ANCOREX. Now you got this data plate. I can understand the question. Like maybe there's a way. I know this is early days, but maybe there's a way to just reconfigure it so it works for the ANCOREX instead of having to get a whole new unit, because that's a lot of moving parts potentially.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out.
So let me say this. I brought this up. I mentioned this earlier about the thing with Kevin and if you had an Anchor versus a Voltra on a deserted island, after week 2, only the Anchor owner is going to be able to still work out. But I'll say this: I've gotten a fair number of people who are way more passionate. I mean, way more passionate about whether an Anchor or anything else would be more useful in a crisis. I'm not making this up. I had one guy argue with me, and I made sure I wrote it down because I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
I had a guy argue with me in the comments on the video from Home Gym Con about whether the battery on the Voltra would last long enough for the power to be turned back on if there was a blackout affecting my neighborhood. And I told you Kevin about the deserted island thing, right? Yep. My question to you is, as great as it is to have the Anchor constantly in the conversation, are you as baffled as I am about the scenarios that people come up with? Like, I can't believe people are coming up with these scenarios so that they can argue about what other people are supposed to buy for their house. This is hilarious to me. Does that baffle you sometimes when people are like, you're like, well, why does that matter? This is a hypothetical. If aliens attacked, which would you rather have?
I love it. I you know what? I am the kind of person who my workout for me means a ton every day. Like it is my midday therapy. I get a lift in, I go for a run. It was what I did yesterday after all the ANCOREX stuff. I went for maybe the slowest run in my life. I think if you saw me running, it would be like the $6 million man.
Like 6 cups of coffee. So
it's 6 cups of coffee, but it was all out of my system. I'm moving slow, but like it's an important part of my day. And I would say that like I certainly wouldn't blame someone for thinking like, man, if I'm in a blackout and something is like going wrong, like I'm gonna be stressed.
Don't go down this rabbit hole. Don't go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, I want to get a workout in. So I love it. I love all of it. It is one of the most fun parts of this job. And I'm sure you feel the same way, is it's getting to talk to people and getting everyone's point of view on gyms and training. And I like this and I don't like this. And I love it. It gives me it's the best part of my day. It really is. So I would say, you know what? I don't blame you for thinking if the aliens do attack, am I still going to be able to get a pump in? Because I would be thinking the same thing. I would be like, if I'm going to have to go out and fight for Earth, I would want to have, a little bit of a bicep pump going as well. It might help. So I love it. I love it. I love all of it. And it is just fun. It's fun.
So now there you go. So if you get kidnapped by aliens, you have to understand that anything that requires digital updates is not going to work once you get to space, because the satellites point down. So you need something that doesn't have, look at you like, yeah, exactly. Good point.
Exactly.
So technically you need an anchor, and on the space station, what they need is an anchor or an ANCOREX, because it's going to work without any need for any digital updates. So there you go. I'm serious. People like these scenarios I've seen them. I'm like, why are you thinking about this kind of stuff? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Turn on your TV. I tell you, pick up a book. No, probably don't do that, because that might be fueling the problem. Watch television. You put on the Simpsons.
Sci-fi.
Put on the Simpsons or something and just stop. That's hilarious. JB said, I love my Pro for the small footprint and explosive movements. It's added a rower, ski erg.
Yep.
And he said I pair it with pure torque for improving my golf swing. And he said I gave him the idea of boxing too. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's great because it gives you just enough resistance on the way out and back. Yeah. So you can. It's really good. I mean, I wouldn't do just that, but it's good for if you want to isolate something. Yeah. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, let's say I want to work my hook. Like just like basically stay on the hook or whatever. You either can do isolated hits on the bag, just working your hook and digging, or you can do this and it's going to be a better like you probably have seen people do this, like where they're trying to throw a hook and they have a resistance band around their elbow.
Yeah.
And okay, well, there's no tension. It's not as good because there's a point where there's no tension from the band. With the Anchor or the ANCOREX or whatever, it's going to be constant resistance. So you're getting resistance this way, and that's going to be a legit workout. Just if all you do is just digging hooks to the not to the bag, but just digging repeated hooks left and right. You're I'm sorry, I apologize now to your obliques.
Hey, it's good though. I'll tell you a funny boxing story about the Anchor and the Ancore Pro. So this is early days. I think it's 2021. Me and one of the co-founders were roommates. We're like trying to get this thing off the ground. We had just moved in. We had just maybe, I think, left the garage, or we were in the process of leaving the garage. And like at that point, like we're working 24/7. Like we're waking up, it's work. We're going to bed, it's work. So I wake up early, and like I have the Instagram link to my phone, and I'm like wiping my eyes, and I'm like, man, like we got tagged in a post overnight. Like this is crazy. Let's just take a look at this. I open it up, and it's Francis Ngannou, the world heavyweight UFC champion, and he has the Gen 1 Anchor strapped up to the octagon, and he's doing a punch with it, like a resisted punch. And we still have the image like framed at our HQ. And then the folks at Extreme Couture MMA, they've been just great customers of ours since the early days, since 2020. They hopped on a phone call with us and were like, hey, we think this is a really cool product. But it was one of those moments where we're like, man, like, are we like, what's going on here? And then we open that up and we're like, I guess that's kind of a big deal. Like, that's really incredible. We were like jaws on the floor, and we're like, okay, like,
dude, I mean,
weird, but we love it.
If you're a fighter, and so I used to kickbox, and I'm telling you, if you're a fighter, first of all, if you're a fighter, everything you see is kind of like a potential training tool, right? So like a doorway, right? I'm like, oh, that I can stand in a doorway and improve my kicks, just for example, right? And then you got guys who like, everybody's seen like the image of Muhammad Ali underwater throwing punches because of this resistance, right? You kind of get that same feel with the Anchor. And that's why as soon as I touched it, you saw my instinct was, oh yeah, let's do this, right? Yeah. Because you automatically just like, oh, this will probably work for that. So I'm not surprised at all. It's got tremendous potential for the athletics side of things, but then also for the rehab side of things. So that's why I love the versatility.
Thank you.
JB said this show is going to make me buy a data plate next now. Well, mission accomplished. Okay. I mean, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
You see that link right there? Click it. Do it. Do it now. All right. I dare you to buy it before the show's over. All right. So you just got a new subscriber. Carlos said I just why to subscribe. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And let's see. Parrot and Power Up said, do it, Joe. I'm a data. So do you guys say data plate or data plate?
I guess that is kind of one of those things where I call it the data. I call it the data plate. That's what I call it, but I think it's like a caramel situation. It's probably regional. I call it the data plate, but the data plate, it's all been thrown around. It's all been thrown around. We have a great partner in Jim Aware who's helped really develop that and helped us with the technology on those. So, and they're in Australia, so I think I won't do an Australian accent here on the show to do that, but it's whatever you want to call it. You're going to get great metrics.
We got to get Jim Aware on the show. I'm calling you after the show's over. We're going to get them on the show.
Awesome.
And now I want to hereby apologize for what I did with bringing up the aliens, because now, here we go. JB said the future fight for humanity will be supplied by Anchor, building combat skills with that mechanical resistance. I cannot argue with you. I don't have enough data to argue with you about whether that's true or not, Jay.
If they ever do Independence Day 3, we will 100% be working on some product placement.
Welcome to Earth. Welcome to Earth. Then Kevin's, who should be in bed by now, but he said Alien releases an EMG strike. We're out of power for 5 years. He said, don't team me up, ultra users.
I love it.
This is Kevin, the kind of thing. Okay.
I think that might be.
I apologize.
No, you're good. I don't know if we have a comment of the day segment, but I think Kevin might have just won the comment of the day segment. I love that.
It's certainly memorable.
It is.
Okay, now he's going to bed. He said, anyway, I'm excited for Anchor. I'm going to head to bed, but I'll be here for the replay. Peace out. Hey, and tell your kids hey as well, Kevin, man. I think your kids are awesome. There's the cat.
There's the cat. There's Winnie the cat.
There you go.
There you go.
Impaired and Powered Up, tell Joe, yes, do it. I'm a data junkie, and I always encourage that route. Okay.
It's good. Good to have data.
As we start to wrap up, I want to say, because we are on LinkedIn, so we do have, brands and there's potential for collaborations and whatnot. what would you say to, what's the number one thing? And it's going to be two answers. What's the number one thing that you want to make sure that residential customers understand about the ANCOREX?
Yeah.
And what's the number one thing that you want commercial customers, let's call it that, like coaching facilities, whatever, hotel, whatever. What's the number one thing you want them to understand about the ANCOREX? So speak to both those groups.
Yeah. So I'll start with the home. I'll start with the home, folks. The ANCOREX, it's going to be a cornerstone of your gym. It really is. It's buttery smooth. It's durable. This is a piece that we see as something that like you are going to go back to time and time again for a great workout. And then, like I said, you're able to, you know what, you're able to then like restore this thing many, many years later. If you're like, you know what, I wasn't working out for a little bit, like this thing is not going to, it's not going to go away. And so that's what I would tell to home gym customers is you're going to get an amazing, compact, durable piece of really commercial grade equipment that you're going to be able to bring with you in your gym. It's going to be super easy to use, and you're going to love it. Whether you are starting out, whether you are super advanced, like you can do as many things with it as possible because of that new resistance platform that we have. So we're super excited about that. I would say for commercial gyms, for big box gyms, if you are looking to replace your functional cable machines and you're looking for something that's going to save you space, help you run your business better, and provide just an amazing training experience to your clients, like this is the thing. I think the resistance feel is just going to be, I think you're going to feel it next to a functional trainer and you're going to think, why did we ever do it in a different way? Like this is just so remarkable. And you have to run a business at the end of the day. And we see this as something where now it frees up floor space for you to add more things to run your business. So it's a great piece for, you know what, for any big box gym, any independent studio, anyone running group training. If you want to add cables to your group training, there are no cable group training classes. All of them that are out there that are in existence are actually using Anchor in their group training classes. And then we built this for that, to help those folks run their business and to generate revenue and to be entrepreneurs. I mean, we're entrepreneurs at the end of the day. We want to help other entrepreneurs run their studio, and we see this as a great piece. So whether you are at home, whether you are in a commercial gym, like you are going to get something that's durable, super buttery smooth, and super, super easy to use, whether you're a first-time user walking in the door at a big box gym, or you're walking into your garage and you've been using this thing for just a long, long time. So we're super excited about it. And then the bonus is no batteries, no charging. It's mechanical. It's got no power. Like everything there is right there in the system, and there's no need to charge it. So that's what I would tell folks. It's a long-winded response, but we're super excited about it, and I could talk about it till I'm blue in the face.
Nice. That's why I brought you on. All right.
I love it.
Dustin said the world is on fire, but we are still going to get our workouts in. You dang right we are.
That is the attitude, Dustin. That is the attitude I love to hear.
That's it. Yeah, and yes, I do have a deserted island shipwreck workout survival plan already cooked up and it's ready to go.
I love it. I love it.
Let me as we close here, we got 3 minutes before we close the show, and I want to give you an opportunity to once again let everybody know where they can buy the products, where they can find out more about the product, and also because you were talking about the potential of the trade-in program, let them know, is there an email specific email they need to use in order to reach out to you guys to make that happen. And then, well, before we do that, when the pre-order is going to be available? Because when I go on the website, I don't see it on the site. The ANCOREX on the site.
The ANCOREX, it should be on the site under, let me double check here. It should be on the site under Anchor Models and then ANCOREX.
All right, so let me go ahead and just share my screen because I looked. It might have been that I didn't. Oh, there it is. Okay.
There it is.
So I think what happened is when I was building this, so I do my show prep the night before and then into the morning. So I think I did that part of the show prep last night and then I didn't see it.
No worries. No worries.
So this is it. It's new release. It's available now. And you said it's shipping. It's going to ship out in 3 to 4 weeks.
Yep.
All right. So it's if you want to get the stationary mount, it's $13.99. If you get the Q mount, QD mount, $15.49. The gliding mount that we're all excited about, that's $16.99. and then you can also get like multiple mounts or whatever.
You can get additional mounts. And then I do want to call out there, we have our certified attachments. I would say that's something that we're super excited about. So we've been super fortunate to work with Darko. They did a mount for the Ancore Pro. Obviously the longy, shorty, tiny bars are great. What's that strap with the hitter handle? We've been super fortunate to work with a lot of really great, attachment partners, and we're excited to kind of build out what we're calling like Anchor certified attachments. We're going to have more on it, in the coming weeks here, but it's an ecosystem of attachments where we're like, hey, this is going to go great with your Anchor. And it's just an avenue. We're small business owners. These, attachment companies, they're small business owners, whether you are Darko or Porter or Roarman, like we're all doing this, we're all in this together. And so we're like, hey, can we just provide an avenue for people to, if they are going to buy an ANCOREX or they are going to buy an Ancore Pro, like just help out everyone else. Like, and that's something we're super excited about, is like, can we help out all the other small businesses, and can we band together as small businesses to really like provide just exceptional training solutions for everybody. And so the Darko mount, the quick mount, has been gangbusters. We love that. And we're certainly excited to bring on and talk to as many different, attachments and other things as possible, because I think building out an ecosystem where everybody wins is certainly something we want to do.
One of the things that, and I want to make sure that I put this in there, because you guys do have this thing where you basically talk about the differences between the ANCOREX and the Ancore Pro. Is not just that the ANCOREX goes to 80 pounds, but the Ancore Pro also, and the Ancore Pro goes to 65. It's also a difference in the resistance, how much it weighs, all that kind of stuff. So I've got the link in the live chat, and then for those of you, shout out to the replay gang. I'm going to put that link in the video description so you guys can check it out, whether you're watching on LinkedIn or on YouTube. So you guys can check that out there and see what the differences are if this is something you want to add to your home. I will say, when you said it's the hater handle, as soon as I saw that, I was like, they've got a Redskins handle, because that HTTR. Yeah, I was like, hey, there we go. All right, but then, anyway,
I love it.
I'm a nerd.
No, I love it, man. I love it.
So now that we've got that, now we can say, all right, where do people need to go if they want to, take advantage of the trade-in program, or if they just want to find out more about the product and kind of like, whatever. So let's go ahead and do that. And that QR code is still working.
Hit the QR code. You can give us a phone call. We have a hotline. So give us a phone call if you just would like to talk over the phone. We love that. I love getting phone calls from people. I would say go into our live chat. You can do it that way. Send us an email at hello@ancoretraining.com. That's ANCORE training.com. DM us on Instagram and say, Mike sent you and I want to learn more. We are doing virtual demos as well on the ANCOREX. So if you're like, hey, I really want to like sit down with someone and have my questions answered one-to-one, we'll hop on a FaceTime with you and like we'll answer all those questions for you, and we'll do kind of a live demo of the ANCOREX and any of the mounts. So yeah, all of our regular channels, just reach out. We are going to make sure you get funneled to all the correct people and you're taken care of. Or if you just want to like, talk, and you just want to like pick up the phone and give us a call, do that. Like, it's that easy, and you're going to get routed to a member of our team, and we're going to make sure you're taken care of, like, at the end of the day. So there is no special thing you have to reach out with. Just like reach out. We're going to take care of you. And we're going to make sure you have a great experience. And like I said, we are doing those virtual demos, and that isn't like a canned like webinar that we're doing. It's like we will hop on a FaceTime call with you, or a Zoom, a Teams, whatever you prefer. And like, we'll talk one-to-one and answer every single question that you have.
In fact, if you guys want to, okay, let me say this. So you guys see the banner link. I didn't anticipate doing this, but you said that, so it made me think of it. So if we get enough people wanting it, what I can do is I'm happy to set up a thing where, like, one of the things that's tough whenever you do those live ones is you got to have somebody who's moderating the comments, because otherwise you can't see, the comments if all you see is your camera. So what I'm willing to set up something like that, where we do a live video demo on this channel, and you guys can do the demo. And I'll just basically be reading out the questions to you. Like, the people say, hey, show me this or whatever. And we can set up something like that. No big deal. So you guys let me know, share the video, and then put in the comments if you would like for us to set up something like that, and we'll set it up it'll be on a separate day. It's not going to be on a Friday. It'll be on a separate day at a reasonable hour.
Yes.
For those of you who don't like to wake up early, maybe like at noon or something like that, and we can make that happen.
100%. We would love
if there's
to do
enough interest in it, I'm happy to do that.
Totally.
Okay. All right. So everybody is saying that they love the show and they're super excited about it. So I'm going to say same thing. Man, Mike, this was awesome, dude. Thank you so much for stopping by again. You have an open invite to come on the show anytime you want.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I love having you on, the enthusiasm and everything else.
Thank you. I love being on here. I was looking forward to this all week. I really was. I was on my run yesterday, and I'm like thinking, I get to see John tomorrow. This is going to be great. I got to make sure I get a good night's sleep tonight.
Oh yeah, I put on my good cologne because I wanted to impress you.
I shaved, made sure the hair was in a good spot. So I've been looking forward to this all week since we got on the books. Which was I think a month plus ago. So thank you for having us. We love being on here.
Thank you.
And now I've only had 2 cups of coffee today, so I'm probably owed a few. So I'm gonna go get a little caffeine,
catch up.
and then I'm excited to hear anyone who wants to learn more about the Ancore Pro, the ANCOREX. We're just excited and we're grateful, and I can't say thank you enough to you for giving us this platform.
Pleasure. It's my pleasure, man. You have a good day. Drink all the coffee, and I'll talk to you later.
I love it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Later, man. All right. So that was my guy, Mike Carlson from Anchor. This was such a dope show. I appreciate all you guys who stopped by. Thank you to my guest, Will Wu from XMaster and Mike Carlson from Anchor for making this one a success. Now, next week, we've got 2 people coming out of the live chat. They're coming out of the shadows in the live chat to make their Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life debut. So first, we're going to have personal trainer and a member of this YouTube channel, Letha Cannon. And then after that, in the second hour, Home Jim Harrison himself will be here. And we're going to talk about his channel, about his training, his home gym, and definitely we're going to talk about all things curl timber. So until next week, I need you guys to keep on posting in the community section, keep on sharing our channel link to help us grow, and of course, keep on stacking days. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for everything and all the support. Peace out.